Ramones music, little Christmas music. This is the Bennington Show. I'm Ron Bennington. There's Gail Bennington.
Yo.
And I am Ron Bennington. Tonight we're going to have for a one-on-one, but today we're here just for you.
This is your time.
This is your time with us for Christmas.
Down here.
Big,
Their time up there.
Big Christmas office party tonight. We won't be attending.
No, we will not be.
We've been so busy, we're not even doing our Christmas party.
No.
For Christmas. We're going to do it in the new year.
It'll be a 2017 party.
Which is stupid.
Well, it's pretty good.
You think? I mean, to me, the office Christmas party should be at Christmas.
Yeah, but let's just get out of 2016. I think we're all done with it. I think we're ready to put it to bed. And I think a celebration of 17.
I don't see why we couldn't have done that if that was the whole point. We'd still have our Christmas party. Vito will not be coming to the 2017 party.
Oh, really?
Good.
What happened?
I want to go to the 2017 party.
Well, you got to be with us at 2017 to go to the party, and that's the thing.
This is all news to me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Obviously, you're going to be the last to know. Security will be walking you to the elevator. We had another odd elevator ride today because Trump Cuck shirt and a man staring and feeling appalled.
Yes, he was trying to make heads or tails of the Trump Cuck shirt.
We all are.
I'm not sure if he was confused about the cuck or if he was confused about seeing a man wearing his own face on his shirt.
I believe he was intrigued by the cuck part of it.
Wait, that's you?
Yes, that's me.
I thought it was Big A. I swear to God, all this time, I thought how funny, Big A in a Trump Cuck shirt. You can get your Christmas Trump Cuck shirt by going to the Interrobang right now. I had to walk past the Trump building today. 56 is still completely shut down. I don't know, do they pay those businesses that normally would have people flowing back and forth?
I don't know how they are being reimbursed for this amount of time.
I think the federal government owes them. I really do. I know NYC says they're going to charge big bucks for all the extra security.
Are they?
They've had to do, yeah. I don't know who decides on whether or not that thing gets paid. I'll have to get to the bottom of this.
Might be Trump.
Sure. I have no problem spending that money. It's great. Shut down the whole city.
But he's not taking a salary, guys, so there's that.
That's big of him.
He said he wouldn't take a salary or a celery, which...
Just have a piece.
A little piece of celery, which I think is a Christmassy kind of snack.
I made the dip.
Yeah. Vito, do you do the 7 fishes on New Year's Eve?
No, we don't do that.
I mean Christmas Eve?
No, we do, a lot of people in my family aren't a big fish people, so we do chicken parm every single holiday, a bunch of pasta, a ham.
First of all, well, the ham is not that thrown off.
I just don't like a baked ham.
I'm with you. First of all, I feel like when it's a ham like that,
yeah,
it has the texture of eating a human.
I really like ham. I am pro ham.
I'm pro pig. I like it in so many ways, but the ham is the worst part of a pig.
Name a way to eat a pig. I like it. There's not one pig product I don't like.
Pork chops.
Love.
Ribs.
Love.
Bacon.
Delish.
Of course.
Love bacon.
It's lovely on a sandwich as well. The pig is the best animal. Fuck you, cow.
Oh, yeah. Don't have to go to hell.
Animals do not go to hell. They have no souls.
All cows go to heaven.
All cows say eat more chicken and they spell it funny. So chicken parm for you.
Yeah, we're a big chicken parm family. That's our...
Is that Christmas Eve and Christmas?
We don't do anything on Christmas.
Christmas is not really Christmas anymore. It's Christmas Eve is Christmas.
No.
Christmas Day is kind of leave your pajamas on, smoke a little leaf.
Get that herb. You got to vape up on Christmas Day.
Yeah, all the fun is over by that point. The stress and the fun.
Well, if you have little children, you make a big deal about Christmas
morning. Yeah.
Yeah, Christmas morning. But if you do not sleep in, enjoy your rest.
Don't let people go to movies on Christmas Day.
It used to be just the Jews, and now it's everybody. We've taken that from the Jews. It's sad.
Really weird.
First we took Christmas from them, and now we take movies and Chinese food.
It's cultural appropriation when you think of it.
I did a movie last year, and it was like anarchy at the theater. I couldn't even get a seat.
I know. It's not a relaxing, fun thing.
I don't think
it's a giant movie day.
I've ever gone to a movie on Christmas.
Never.
The Jews used to say Christmas was a movie and Chinese food, since the Chinese people don't.
Yeah.
Have anything to do with it. But then it became a big movie day for the Gentiles, which is really weird when you think about it. People are like, I just want to escape Christmas. It's only one fucking day. What are you escaping?
Yeah. And it's really the stuff leading up to it that needs escaping. Like the shopping, the stress, and all that kind of stuff. Why?
Christmas on a Saturday this year or a Sunday?
Sunday.
So it'll be a football day.
I don't like a weekend. Wait, they're going to play on Christmas?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
They're playing on Christmas, and I believe they're playing on New Year's Day this year.
On the Lord's birth.
New Year's Day is also Sunday.
Well, for generations, you wouldn't do anything on a Sunday. It was the day of rest. So you didn't do a thing. So football was already controversial, and now no one plays that Sunday as a day not to run around and observe the Lord quietly in your own meditations.
Except for oh no, they've used that for Saturday. I was going to say the Hasidic Jews.
The Hasidics have nothing to do with Jesus. They don't know a damn thing about Jesus.
I think they like him.
No. They thought he was a faker.
I thought like the modern day Jews, just like he was an okay
Yeah, the
guy.
modern day Jews do not really observe. They're like modern day Christians. They're not even sure of the whole story.
I just checked. Most of the games on Christmas weekend are on Christmas Eve. There's only 2 games on Christmas Day.
What's on Christmas Day?
Christmas Day is Baltimore at Pittsburgh and Denver at Kansas City.
They have the college football game is that day, so they probably didn't want to put it all on Sunday.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. So they just moved all the games to Saturday? Yeah. Freaky year. Wow, 2016, you go down a freak. Congratulations.
You're freak nasty, 2016.
Do we do any special foods on Christmas?
Let's see.
Don't we normally do a turkey?
We do a turkey, actually.
Yeah.
It's like almost like Thanksgiving Junior.
And then hopefully I'll kill a goose this year. Nice. Hopefully I'll kill the largest goose in town.
With your bare hands. And that's a Christmas tradition.
I wring its neck and then show the children the dead goose. This goose was alive this morning with its baby geese, but I've killed it.
Where are the baby geese?
I stopped them with my boots. I couldn't leave them to starve out there.
I hate Christmas.
Merciful.
We'll be stuffing the goose with baby geese. And a chicken parm sandwich.
Stuffing the goose with baby geese.
Chris Stanley, what did you guys used to do? An 8-ball for Christmas?
No, there was, as far as I know, there weren't any drugs, but in the Stanley household, my grandmother would make surf and turf every Christmas Eve. That was the big meal on that day. And so I always associate that with now Christmas, the surf and turf.
See, Gail's not aware of this, but we did it years ago when you, either when you were a baby or before you were born. We used to do surf and turf on Christmas Eve, yeah.
What kind of surf? Lobster?
Yes, that's the only. Anyone who says that surf isn't lobster is a piece of garbage, and I have nothing to do with them. Yeah, but someone tries to call that surf and turf, I'll fucking bust that place
Doesn't that have another name that sounds like surf and turf?
Garbage
like if you use like crab and like a pork chop or something.
I don't know if anyone ever did that.
Ooh, crab stuffed pork chop sounds pretty good.
Surf and turf, and that's a meatloaf. That comes with a prawn. One giant prawn. And it's all for $4.95.
Wow.
Or you can have a burger with some crawdads on it.
Send Jen in. Have her come running in because I'm now interested in what the Trinidad thing is. I don't even know if they worship the baby Jesus in Trinidad.
I think that they are big fans of the baby Jesus.
Is that right?
I think they are.
All right, let's see if we can guess the Trinidad Christmas Eve meal. I'm going to guess some kind of a fish.
Yeah, that's true.
What is it?
Fish tacos?
Bass.
Bass. Sea bass.
Sea bass.
Children come together for the sea bass.
Is that just your family or that is?
It's like more St. Vincent, my dad's side.
Oh, so that's that's the U.S. Virgin Islands, right?
Yeah. St. Vincent and Grenadines.
Grenadine is nice with a nice little orange juice and some vodka. Now, is there anything different about a Trinidad Christmas?
Not really, because my parents are pretty Americanized, so there's not like anything like we do in particular. Like my mom, she cooks normal like she would on Thanksgiving.
Okay, smart.
Plus the sea bass.
Plus, have your sea bass, everyone,
Giant
for Trinidad.
sea bass.
And here's some coconut.
Now, what's the turf that goes with that sea bass?
Goat? Is it goat?
That seems a little racist. To say.
I'm just guessing. There's a lot of goats in the islands.
Really...
That's not
Well,
being
you know what?
racist.
He is right. There are goats in islands. He is right about that.
Thank you.
I liked it better when we thought he was racist, though.
I think there's a lot of chicken dishes from there. Am I right?
Yeah, there are. Yeah.
Like in a pot.
Mm-hmm. Actually, he is kind of right, though. We do eat goat.
See, I'm not a racist for once.
Do you guys do an oxtail soup, too?
Yeah, we do that.
This is unfamiliar to me, the oxtail soup.
So good.
Yes, they say the best part of the ox is the tail.
So tender.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Now, is that for any specific time of year, or it's just like...
Yeah, that's not really like a holiday thing. That's
It's just all the
time.
Get your oxtail, kids. Still hot.
Almost out of oxtail.
Why don't we try to open up a chain of oxtail things to sell people around the country? But Christmas is coming on just really fast this year, it seems to me.
Yeah, I feel quite unprepared for it.
No reason to prepare.
I know, but...
I don't believe in
pressure.
preparing. Yeah, never give in to the pressure.
Tremendous pressure.
I'll tell you this. I don't remember a single gift I've ever gotten for Christmas in my life.
You can't think of one?
Nothing. I don't know whether I had good Christmases or bad. It just seems like I had to open things before, fake some kind of excitement, and then I moved on with my day.
God, this is amazing. Thanks so much.
I'm going to enjoy this. I'll put this on after I shave. Slap it on my face. Never done it.
Now that's very expensive.
Yes, I know it is. That's why I'll put it next to the bottle from last year. Let it all sit until... Are you all right, Chris?
Yeah, I'm good.
Chrissy?
What happened, buddy?
I don't know. I got a cough all of a sudden. Hope I'm not getting sick.
I haven't even got my flu shot yet.
So you can do a flu shot every year?
Oh, yeah, I do it in the neck. So give me one in the neck. What's the most painful place to get a shot? That's where I want it.
I've done a flu shot since I was a little kid.
Well, I've never had the flu since I started getting the flu shots.
Oh, that's good.
Or before.
But don't you get a little bit sick when you get it?
I don't. I know some people do, but they're weak.
And isn't there a conspiracy that it gives you autism too? Like, I know some people believe that.
I'm sorry. I just want to sit and rub this soft thing over and over for an hour. I don't think you get autism when you're an adult.
Like, I don't think you catch it.
All right, good.
Those are vaccines.
I think there was a conspiracy about flu shots too.
Hey, Brian in Ohio. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, Ryan. We were just in Turks and Caicos for 8 days, and my dude really loves the conch. So we were at this fine dining restaurant. He ordered the lamb. I said, you should put some conch around it. Do a little surf and turf. So now the Turks and Caicos surf and turf is the conch and the lamb together.
You know, conch is the funniest food because you immediately want to call it conch. It's spelled that way.
I don't like it.
Dude,
Can I say one more thing?
Please, I want you to run the whole show. All right.
Don't forget the milk on the ice cream.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah,
I remember this guy.
Okay.
All right, see you later.
That's like a solid 2.5 years ago.
2.5 years ago, we're still ready to go with it.
I still remember it. Pour your milk on your ice cream.
That seems insane. Now, yeah, down when you're in the islands or in the fucking Key West is very big on saying conch, right? So if you say conch, people like literally freak out.
Well, come on.
And I'm going to look at the way it's spelled.
You're going to blame me?
It's spelled conch.
Yeah, that's just a little trick we have for you.
Yeah.
So we can judge you.
Well, what else is on the lunch menu? Because you're just fucking doing whatever you want here. I can't stand when someone changes a pronunciation on you, even if you've been pronouncing it wrong for years. They started that with Uranus. And it's just like, I'm not fucking doing it. I'm going with the original, Uranus.
Yeah, Uranus.
And I'm not going to giggle. I'm not a child. I'm not fucking sitting around. I know what assholes are. Literally every human being I've ever had has had an asshole. So there's nothing to giggle about.
I mean, the dude who named it should have known better also.
What dude?
Whoever named Uranus.
The guy who fucking landed there first. Hey, Smoke, what's up?
Oh, buddies, I was going to ask this girl, where do y'all get the oxtail? Are they importing them, or is there oxen on Trinidad?
That's a really good point. Is it a big oxen
Jamaica
place?
likes that stuff too, don't they?
It doesn't seem like any of them have tails left.
When's the last time anybody saw an ox?
It's been a long time.
Oregon Trail.
Since I saw an ox. When I was up in Nova Scotia, there was this carnival I worked, and it was called the Gathering of the Clans, and it was Scottish people coming from all over, and they brought ox down the street, and they're fucking enormous.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, please keep an eye on that ox.
Freak out.
I don't want to be part of the running of the oxen.
I don't think I've ever seen an ox I'm not sure if I ever have.
I should take you to the zoo. Make sure you get to see everything you want to see there. All right, I'm looking to see when our guest is stopping by. I didn't want to jump into something. Hey, who's our buddy G-Man? What's up, G-Man?
Hi, buddy.
Hi, buddy.
Hey, I just wanted to wish you and yours a happy birthday, Jesus.
Okay, thanks.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Ronnie B. I thought the Bennington tradition for the turf was steak burgers.
That caused quite a rift with Chris Stanley.
Yeah, that turned into a giant beef and a full show meltdown, like a 3-hour meltdown.
I get it, beef.
Get it?
Get it?
Steak burger.
It
beef.
ain't steak. It's a cheeseburger.
Was that around Christmas time?
No, I had nothing to do with Christmas.
Strange.
It was a bet that had to be paid off, right?
Yeah, it was a bet, yeah. And it was also on gambling day where I was gambling on horses on the show.
We'd always give you a little money and let you gamble that day. You never come through for us.
That's
No,
fun.
never came through.
It's fun because you're a little bit of a gambling addict too, Gail.
Yeah, I like the ponies, you know.
Jonathan says, what about popcorn, shrimp, and sliders?
No.
That sounds good.
I find the slider to be a little ridiculous because it's always overdone. You know what I mean? You can't get like a rare or even a medium slider.
Too tiny.
I go like this, put a bunch of these sliders together and you make a burger for yourself. Then will you be able to eat something delicious?
My problem is that I feel like I'm eating more bread than burger at that point because you were talking about surface area here.
Yes, the bread to burger ratio, believe me, some people spend their whole life studying it. And none of them in let's say the fast food industry think a slider is a good thing. There's no fast food sliders.
Except for White Castle.
Okay, goddammit, I forgot about that. And that was even before they were called sliders.
Yeah,
They're just like, hey, their burgers are small.
Tiny burgers.
And they're only for the drunk. I mean, the only people that go in there are
Quite frankly, you're wrong. Because there are millions of people who go there before you come home from a bar. And that restaurant is open all day long.
Impossible, Ron.
There are families that go to White Castle and enjoy themselves. Gail Meets Girls is up on iTunes.
Is it
today.
up now?
Yes.
Is it officially up?
It's up and ready to go. The post will be up in the iBang in just moments. But tell everybody who you had on this week.
I had on Annie Letterman and Lisa Traeger, and it is a very powerful, very funny episode, and I'm really excited that it is out in the world now.
My jaw unhinged listening to this because I was not ready for the full rage. And what I think a lot of guys, and I think of myself not just as a guy, but as a guy's guy. You know what I mean? I'm a real knock around fella, you know?
Really
I'm an easily
are.
going guy, you know?
You truly are.
Men are comfortable around me, you know what I mean?
They are.
Because I'm a lunch bucket Johnny. That's just me. Just a regular guy.
Love it.
But there was Lewis Black style anger meets comedy in this show.
There absolutely was. I think it's a really great listen, and Annie and Lisa both are incredibly funny. They're funny on the show. They're funny off the show, so you definitely should check it out.
But a lot of people are shocked that women are feel like left out after that election because there were many women ready to break the concrete ceiling, and we will never have a woman president, a woman CEO, except the beauty products.
Right.
You know what I mean?
A Mary Kay, if you will.
First of all, Mary Kay is my idol, and I'll tell you why.
I think you should go as Mary Kay for Halloween.
We had a niece who was obsessed with the late Mary Kay.
Really?
Got a book by her. I mean, I'm talking about she was a little kid and started to wear pink and think of herself as the next Mary Kay. And
then went as Mary Kay for Halloween. Something that obviously needed to be explained to people.
yes, no one was able to guess her costume. So, but there's a silent, because women are quieter than men, there's a silent rage going on, because there were expectations, not just for Hillary, but what a post-Hillary world would mean for women. They incorrectly surmised that maybe we would accept them in leadership roles.
Yes, and it felt probably like after many years of women who pushed forward and everyone felt like, okay, so this is just a natural progression. We have a black president. Everybody seemed to like it. Everyone was comfortable with it. This is the next step. And I think that it shook a lot of women. Yeah.
Well, and that's something like, this is the interesting thing about Gail Meets Girls. The original premise was, and Chris and I were both shocked by this, but women speak differently to each other when men were not around.
Yes, and it is not only just the stuff that maybe if you were to imagine what women talk about when men aren't around, it's not at all that. And they're also funny in a very different way. Women who are only around another group of women tend to joke in a different type manner that is very powerful and very funny, and I think deserves a little highlighting now and again.
Now or maybe it's giving away a dead secret, but I'm going to ask Jen, do you agree with the premise that women talk differently?
Oh, definitely.
Is that right?
Definitely, yeah.
I always assumed that you talked about recipes and then different styles of giving us oral sex.
Cleaning, too.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll get out just like a vegetable or fruit and just go, well, what's your technique?
That happens so much in movies. And in movies, it's always the gay guy comes over with a carrot to teach women as if, I don't know why they would need a gay guy to teach them. Or is that just a funny premise?
I guess that's just a funny I don't know.
They must know better because they also have penises. I don't know.
It seems like you do.
I mean, you said it confidently.
I mean, you came in, and then when you saw us all look at you, in a new way, you were like, oh, but then again, I don't know.
What would I know about that?
Vito, were you assuming that women talk differently when men aren't around?
No, like not to the extent that I heard of my story.
Should we play a little clip? I know we don't normally do that.
Yeah, let's play a clip of me talking with Annie Letterman and Lisa Traeger, and this is me talking to Lisa specifically about how she handles a male-dominated comedy club.
Okay.
I shut them down. I immediately let the men know this is not their time. And then I talk about tiny dicks and how they're disgusting, and then they fucking shut up. You know what I mean? And I don't perform for them anymore. I don't care. I tell them to uncross their arms. Yeah. I tell them to take their foot off the fucking stage, and I'm done. I'm not pretending feminism isn't about hating men anymore. I full on hate you now.
It's just different now.
So I perform for the women. If the women are high-fiving me after and they're having a good time, that is all I care about now.
And this goes on like this.
Oh, yeah.
That is
for an hour. And I know Lisa very well. And I didn't know she felt that way, to be totally honest.
Yeah, and I think, not to say that she didn't always feel this way, but I think that,
there's a rage.
There's a rage, and there's something that is changing, right now with women, and specifically women in comedy, because it's like, how do you approach something that you are passionate about and angry about and be funny? And that was one of my favorite moments, because it was her realization now that she can directly address the women in the audience, and that her goal now is to make those people laugh. If men are laughing, that's fine. It's none of her business, but like, that's her focus right now. And I think that's a pretty big change.
You know, it's the women in comedy thing is always funny, because once a year somebody write women are funny as if that's a shock, forgetting that we had Lucy and Moms Mabley and Gilda Radner, and the list goes on for Emma Jean Coca. It was like 70 years ago. You know, there's always been funny women. Obviously. I mean, it doesn't even fucking stand a thing of why women wouldn't have a sense of humor. But we still write these things over and over and over again. Now, Lisa's funny because she's an aggressive person, which we think of as a masculine quality. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But there's true femininity in that power and in that humor that she has.
Right.
But you're right. Yeah. And
it's considered, even though there's no reason to, grab a mic and hold court, to be masculine.
I mean, comedy is not unlike most other, professions, that it is a boys' club. I mean, we talk about it in comedy, but it's certainly something that anyone could relate to, whether or not you're interested in comedy, is being a woman in your particular field and finding your way.
Yeah, and you're right. It's certainly not different than radio, because if you walk down to where the big bosses' offices are, I can't think of one where a woman is sitting in any of those offices.
Nope.
And I think that's fairly true. They showed, I forget where it was yesterday, about Trump's line of succession if something happens, and it's all old white guys. I mean, across the board, it's all white guys. I mean, we've really returned the United States to what I consider its rightful place. Old white guys. I mean, we said the founding fathers, right?
Some white gentlemen.
Yes. Landowners. Now, if any of you older white landowners would like to get together and talk about the country, now would be the time. I think is what's kind of funny about it all is that, and you do have to give us credit for this, and I'm talking about white guys, I think we're pretty upfront about it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's a hidden thing. You know, where we go, well, white guy is leading this, he's going to get some other white guys, and really smart white guys.
Yeah.
Right.
And off we go.
We got this. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I was watching a movie about the Segway guy, and I can never remember his name. I think it's Tom something. No one, he actually, part of this documentary is how no one ever knows who a scientist is. And he's probably one of the most famous engineers that we have. And, I can't think of his name.
Dean Kamen?
Dean Kamen, thank you very much. And he showed his work, they're coming up with this, I don't know whether you saw, but you could take any kind of pissy, shitty water, run it through this machine, and then drink that water, right?
Yeah.
And his dream is to get it out to Central America, South America, Africa, anywhere that there's people, because there's a huge amount of people that can't get to clean water at all. Every day, like 25% or some crazy number, that people wake up in the morning and go, we got to find some water. It's the first thing they do. They spend hours a day looking for water, and according to him, half the people who are hospitalized in the world is because they drank bad water. Half of the people in hospital beds. But then he showed his offices of all these people working on it, and it's all weird white dudes, just weirdo white dudes. And they did something good, and they had a party with beer and pizza, and none of them knew how to act. They were just like, let's open some of this beer, and then we'll each I guess we'll divide these pizzas up into slices. Like they didn't look like they knew how to relax for a minute. But I'm like, look who's working on stuff. Yeah. White dudes.
White dudes.
White dudes are working on stuff.
Doing your white dude thing.
It's white engineering.
Hey, Terry, you're on the Bennington Show.
Hey, Ron. Good to hear you.
Nice to hear you.
Hey, Gail. Awesome show. You're doing a fantastic job. You're doing a great thing. I also wanted to mention this whole women being very different when they are among only other women. I don't know if you've ever been to a male strip review.
Yeah, I've hosted them. They're nuts.
Some of you perhaps have been to a, exotic dance establishment.
Yes, I have.
Either way, the behaviors of those crowds are so enormously different. Those men will go home with scratches on them, and watching those women almost shames me as a woman. Men
they get weird. They get weird, and they're screaming and they're jumping up and down. And then when you go to a titty bar and you see guys, they're just sitting, fucking having a drink, staring fucking holes.
1,000-yard stare.
Fucking glaring at a vagina.
You don't wind up in the alley with their wrist busted,
There's like no fun for men when they go out. It's a very serious thing.
Yeah. I have only been to a strip club with women dancing, and it was not as fun as I expected.
No, there's zero fun.
I was not having a good time. I felt pretty bummed. I was excited to go. I went with a group of guys. They were like, yeah, we should do it. I was in Montreal, which is like, that's kind of their thing. And I was like, hey, I thought everyone was going to be like swinging around on those poles and like doing acrobatic moves, and everyone was going to be like throwing dollar bills in the air. And instead I was just like, I feel sad, and I feel
oh yeah, it's a very sad place.
I don't
it's a very sad place.
Like this is fun, and I felt like I needed to be a good audience member for them, and I was just like trying to look really interested in what they were doing. And then the other problem that I wasn't anticipating is that I had no idea I was going to be the only woman in that room who wasn't a dancer. So immediately I was used as a prop. They're like, and I was like, oh no, that's okay. I don't want to lap dance. And they're like, no, you're helping me. And I'm like, okay, I don't want everyone looking at me. I'm a patron. And now everyone's looking at me and how I'm reacting to your ass, like right up in my face.
Yes, so. that does kind of move the day along better.
Here, maybe I could get you a coat.
All right, Terry, thanks so much for calling.
Thank you.
So, Gail Meets Girls. This is a really, really hardcore and I guess cathartic show. And this was never the idea. The idea of the original thing was, yes, women talk differently, and it would be about humor, but I guess women are feeling a little bit on the ropes right now, more than we realize.
Yeah, so the idea of this show was like a while in the making that I had been thinking about it, and then it just happened to, kind of coincide with the election. And episode 1, it's heavily discussed about how Trump is affecting women in comedy, but I think it's something that's even setting in more and more and more, because I think the divide is starting to be very apparent. And also Lisa and Annie, or specifically Lisa, talks about just kind of like drawing a line in the sand.
Right.
Where you're like, are you over here? Or are you over here? Because I'm totally fine with leaving you over there if that's where you want to be.
Well, if Lisa wasn't there, you would have considered Annie to be radical, because she was saying a lot of things, but Lisa was just lighting it up. But Annie brought up the point of like she had nieces and had kind of prepped them for the fact that they were going to have a woman president. And when this thing got yanked back, and like I said, I think it's different than just about politics, and I think it's different than just about Hillary. I think this conversation at least showed that women are probably more used to their expectations not being met than men are.
Yeah.
I think men expect to win. You're raised in kind of a competitive way when you're a boy. Beat the other kids, be the fastest, be the strongest, make the deal.
And women tend to take care of other people for that reason. And I don't just mean like in a care type of way, but it's like a check-in, like, so what does everyone in the room need? Like, I kind of think this, but does everyone need different things? And
that would never occur to me when I was running a meeting.
Yeah.
It never occurs to me, is everybody comfortable and happy with what I just said?
Right. Or like, is there something you want to add that I'm looking over? And I think maybe there's two different ways to go about this. Is it a direction that we want to move in where we say, no, we don't need to do that anymore. We don't need to check in because they don't check in for us. Or is it a thing that we're like, no, we're going to do this the way women do it and continue, just because you are in a position of power doesn't mean you have to just like zap your femininity either.
Another thing that I learned from this episode is that women are less impressed with us in bed than I thought, and less impressed with the way that we look.
Kind of hate us.
Yeah. No. I wouldn't say that they. Well, yeah. I mean, at one point she does. She was in a hate mood, but I think that they bullshit us quite a bit for our own feelings.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think that is probably eye-opening for a lot of guys.
I think that for a lot of guys, we naturally think we bring a lot to the table. And that may not be true. Eric in Colorado.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
Hey, a number of years ago, my wife got invited to a male review at a strip club that, like, they took and blocked off. One half was for this Thunder from Down Under deal, and the other half was just the regular female strippers. And I sat there on watching the female strippers, and my wife and her girlfriends were on the other side, and listening to the yelling and screaming and catcalls from the other side actually drowned out the music, the heavy rock music on the other side. And it's like, listening to them, actually, as a guy, I felt dirty. I mean, it was the weirdest thing. It's like when they were done and they turned these women loose, I'm sitting there on the other side. My wife comes in and she grabbed me and she's like, I don't care if you fucked me in the parking lot. She's like, I am so horny from watching this. And I just looked at her and I was like, okay, whatever. But it was just like the entire change from all these women, their attitude. It was just,
Eric,
I mean,
you're a lucky man. I don't think it's going to stay that way. I think she's going to end up pounding a lot of guys, but
she sounds like a keeper to me.
But it really is a different style of entertainment. It's they're having so much more what I would say fun.
Yeah.
Where men are just quietly like a fucking panther waiting to pounce out and fucking destroy something. And those, one of the problems, and I've known from, working in Florida, and, Jen, you know this, that industry is really big in Florida.
Yeah.
And those girls have all gone through multiple problems of guys not thinking that you're in love. You know what I mean? Like, they have stalkers. They have guys like, but you fucking danced for me. How dare you dance for someone else? And I've seen it so many times.
Yeah. I worked at a strip club before. So
as a stripper?
No, as like a door host.
Yeah.
So I would check IDs and manage the money in the front. Basically, I was like up by like the bouncers. So I saw like firsthand how guys treated like the girls there, but it was like a more upscale Orlando strip club. So it was like the guys would come in, they would just sit there with their cigars and just, drink like their whiskey. And then the girls would just be dancing in front of them, or they would just like pay for their conversation. Like they wouldn't be like so only times they were grabby was when they had like a huge bachelor party.
Right. And then put somebody on stage.
Yeah.
But a guy will get obsessed with that girl. I mean, he forms a relationship. And then it gets really weird because if you go back to one place, they'll be like, oh, you're with Candace. And you're like, well, not necessarily. Was last time, but it doesn't always have to be that way. So, you know what I mean? Like, you'll be like, kind of can't go to that club anymore. I have to find a new club because I can't let Candace see me with Mercedes. But, you know, upscale is always even a funny thing. But, by the way, see how sophisticated you smoke a cigar? You can literally can sit and fucking enjoy yourself like a gentleman. And then there's also the really fucking low-grade places there, too. And I'm talking about Mons Venus, the very famous Mons Venus, where I saw a woman water break on stage. And she had everyone's like, she's ready to go. She's having the baby. Everyone give her a buck. Next girl comes out with a mop and she's just...
Make it sexy, though, you know what I mean?
The other thing about that place, I'm sure they've updated, but instead of like having music playing, there would be a jukebox, and the girl would get off stage and put some quarters in.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Still DJ.
Yeah, but there was also no rules against touching. I don't even think you could buy a drink there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think their liquor license was long gone, and no one complete. You just walk in there with a bottle of gin like a fucking weirdo. But yeah, it's a completely different experience. 100%. 100%. So Gail Meets Girls is up. You can go to the iBang to check that out. This is episode 2.
Yes, this is episode 2, and it's with Lisa Traeger and Annie Letterman, who are incredibly funny.
Now, I also want to say this. New Year's Eve. Wait a minute. What are you saying, 4 shows? I have to check into this before I plug it. What the fuck? I said I would do New Year's Eve at the Stand, and now I'm saying 4 shows. That can't be right. That seems like a lot to me.
That's a lot of shows.
That's, I'll say 3 more shows than I really want to do. What time does it start? 2 o'clock in the afternoon? 6:30, 8:30, 10:30, and 12:45. I don't know if I'm on all those shows.
That's a funny way to tell you.
That's a little bit of a late night. But Joe DeRosa, Jim Florentine, and obviously more will be available that night. I'll have to find out tonight. We're going out for 101. But no, that's a long night for me. I thought, that'll be fun.
I thought it was maybe 2 shows.
Yes,
the
I
8:30 to
assumed 2 shows.
It's like third shift here.
It's like by the time it's 12:45.
I'm only doing 8:30 and 10:30.
That's what I thought.
That's a lot better.
Yeah.
All right,
that's doable.
8:30 and 10:30. And these are actually there's prefix packages available, but I think it's a pretty reasonable night because some people just gouge on New Year's Eve. But I'm going to get to the bottom of it all. I was very I hate to get messages right when I'm on air and I'll go 4 shows. I think I quit.
You're on your 8th hour of stand-up.
Tell me who's on there. I didn't see that.
Jim Florentine.
Yeah.
Janine Garofalo.
Wow.
Janine Garofalo, great.
Sherrod Small.
Nice.
Lori Kilmartin and Joe DeRosa.
That's
be
fantastic.
So fun.
That's a cool night.
That is going to be such a terrific show. Everybody, go grab your tickets to it. And the Stand is a great venue, too.
Oh, it's our favorite. We're going to have a ball there tonight, too. I might Jen worked as a hostess. Was it fully nude or
no?
Topless?
Orlando, they can't be. They have to wear pasties.
I despise a pasty.
What?
A pasty makes me sick to my stomach.
So not even a nipple?
No nipples.
Now, when I was down
strip club,
when I was down on Orange Blossom Trail, there were plenty of nipples, but they've given away. Remember that one place, Jen, that looks like a set of tits? It just looks. It's like 2 Quonset huts with the thing on top, and it looks like you're walking into a set of tits. But it was 6 months that gay bar got shut up down there.
Pulse.
The amount of clubs that have that exact look in Florida is stunning.
It looks like most of the clubs.
I don't understand how that became the club. There's some builder down there has done Yeah, there it is.
Club Rio.
That's very subtle. I like it.
Yeah. I've seen it from the air before. It's kind of stunning. All right. Anyway, that's the story on that. I'll try to get to the bottom of it all tomorrow. Dan Pearlman's stopping in here later.
Yay!
We haven't seen him forever. Does anybody know how his cartoon is doing?
I know he's working on it all the time. I don't know what I'm allowed to say just yet, so we'll have to ask him.
Apparently you know more than me, because there's I know nothing. Not even what there is to say. Just, I know zero about this. Zero. I know I'll be eating some sea bass on New Year's Eve.
I hope he works in "thank you, man" into the cartoon.
The way you say it?
The way I say it. I'm hoping that he books me for a voiceover gig.
All of this started with a very legitimate Dan Pearlman impression, and it is completely lost now.
Dan likes to play it close to the vest. He doesn't like make a big thing out of stuff, so he's like, "Thank you, man."
Yeah, he's like, "Thank you, man." Thank you.
It does seem like everything means a lot to him.
No, he's like, "Thank you, man."
Does it sound like
Where
him?
do you think he's from? He's from the Upper West Side.
I know, but that's what he sounds like. It's a weird accent he has.
But he has he's doing a weird kind of Scarface.
It's like, "Thank you, man."
No, you just even did it more than yourself.
It's "thank you, man." That's what he sounds like.
But that's not the way he started.
Now, come on, Gail, that's ridiculous. I don't know where Pearlman gets off talking like that.
Liz said, "I hate the female strip clubs because they try to be my gal pal. I got money in my hand. Dance for." I've never thought of as a dancer as a prostitute. From doing radio for so many years, I became so friends with some of them, are on the edge. Some of them are there because they're nightlife people that might enjoy a rail or two. A lot of people are just working because they make more money doing that. And plenty of them have biker boyfriends who they just hand those ones over to.
Bikers and strippers go hand in hand.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, they do.
The symbiotic relationship.
Rock and roll musicians, they support a lot of bands before the guys make it. And I'm not even fucking kidding. Those guys live with them, they eat their food, blah, blah, blah. And in the second it looks like they kind of got any deal, they are out. I've never seen anyone say, "I've kept my dancer girlfriend," now that the album has sold.
She's long gone.
Yeah. Speaking of bikers, did you see this Hells Angels thing?
I did.
In the city. So the other day, I don't know whether you've ever seen the Hells Angels clubhouse down on the Lower East Side, but it's a fucking, nice townhouse that would sell for millions of dollars. And it belongs to the Hells Angels Motor Club and has for 40, 50 years.
Wow.
So you go down there and they have cones or plants or whatever in the street. You don't park in front of there. And I've been down that way before, and I've seen tourists coming up taking pictures of their motorcycles. And I was thinking to myself, don't knock that fucking bike over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh.
Cross the street like an American, right? So these fucking, there it is right there. And that literally goes up, and it's a big townhouse. And
it's really nice.
Yeah. I mean, they could sell it for a fortune. So, and there's always parking spaces in front of it. See the orange cone? But, you've never seen so much open parking on any street in Manhattan. So these fucking four knuckleheads go, "Hey, parking." A guy comes out and says, "No parking." And they're like, "Fuck you." You're not. Starts some shit. They jump the guy, apparently, and no one knows who. Someone shot one of them in the belly, right? So nobody's saying nothing, right? Nobody's saying a goddamn word. So then yesterday, and this has never happened as long as I've been in New York, the cops went in, raided the place, giving them a bunch of shitty,
We're not for any minor thing.
Any fucking thing, looking at
They took the
bikes are street legal or not.
They took a bench off of like what they had out front.
Well, there's the picture of the bench right there.
That bench
because that's not a city bench.
Yeah,
and they're just being dicks until they turn over the guy. But I don't think younger kids, people in their 20s, get the whole motorcycle gang thing. I don't think they know who they're fucking with.
Because this guy got shot was like 25. He moved a cone. That's what ultimately got him shot.
That's the fucking stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Don't touch shit in front of the fucking LZ.
That's a gimme for me.
I don't even move a cone anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, if I see a cone there, I just assume, oh, that has a purpose.
I never felt comfortable walking in front of the place. If I find myself downtown on that block, like, I'm just gonna cross the street. I don't even, why bother? Why fucking even tempt anything?
You know, a couple weeks ago, there was a video that was being passed around of like a young guy who I think he was maybe wearing the jacket from the biker
Oh, Sons
TV.
of Anarchy.
Yeah.
He's at a gas station, right?
Yeah, so he's wearing like a Sons of Anarchy biker jacket, and this biker comes up to him and basically says like, take that shit off. Like, you can't dress like that. You can't wear patches.
You're not part of a club.
You didn't earn that, so you need to take it off. And the kid was pretty confused, but I think eventually he did like at first he was just like, yeah, okay, dude.
Love this show.
Yeah. And
he wasn't on a bike either. He was in a car.
Right. So he was just like, you didn't earn that. You need to take it off. And you see the kid being like, I have stepped into something I did not know. Because I agree. I don't think young people realize the way it used to be. I think most young people, their relationship with bikers is like, oh yeah, my grandfather has a bike. Or, you know, like, yeah, I have a neighbor. He's like an old dude. He's got a bike.
Those old dudes will fuck you up.
Yeah.
I remember years ago when Saturday Night Live was in the first run, they did a sketch and they were angels in it. And fucking Belushi and Aykroyd had to drive down to this place and explain to them what the sketch means and where they got those patches. And they had made their own patches.
Oh, shit.
And they had gotten it off, I don't know what, and they traced something. And they were like, okay, thanks for coming down and explaining it all. You guys want a drink or whatever. You know,
my gosh.
they came down and they were very respectful. But you could be a TV star and still get called to the fucking Angels like it was Trump Tower.
Don't mean shit.
But I've never heard of these guys fucking with anyone. It's a very, back when New York wasn't safe, that was a safe fucking street for everybody, They kept it. So, who's to say? But the cops are being dicks to them right now. Hey, TL, what's up?
Hey, what's going on there, Bennington?
Hey, man.
I used to live right across the street from that quarters there on 3rd Street.
Yeah.
And they tell you, they took care of the whole block. But it got weird there, like at least once a year they'll have a big party, and you'll see people go in there, and it was just like a black hole. They'll never come back out. It was just a little weird there. It's only once a time a year, but they took care of the block very good. And I was coming from Detroit. I felt very well protected.
Well, yeah.
It's like a dusk till dawn situation in there. Who knows?
Well, I grew up around all that kind of stuff where I went my elementary school. That entire town belonged to kind of a motorcycle club, and they ran it. And even the state police didn't come in or whatever. Yeah. And as long as you weren't an asshole, you know what I mean? I mean, you kind of were around those guys the same way that you were around a cop, where you were just like, hey, how are you? Nice to see you. And you try to move.
Keep everything cool.
Yeah, just try to move and get out of it. And as like a young person, I was kind of trained to give those guys plenty of space.
Definitely.
Yeah. But I've never once, personally, had a problem. Although I said something stupid near one time, and I thought he fucking heard me.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I said something really fucking stupid as shit when I was about 17, and I thought, looks like I'm going to be on the fucking run by the time this thing is over. And it didn't turn out that way.
That's good. I mean, if there's some bars in Brooklyn that are filled with bikers still, like in Bushwick and like Greenpoint.
Are they wearing colors though?
And they're wearing colors.
What
yeah.
group?
I don't know the names, but I've seen them and there's just bikes all over.
Yeah,
See,
I know somebody who's in like a group. There's also a women's like young like women biker gang in Brooklyn, and then I know a guy who is also in one, and it's like all ages too. Like it's like the older dudes are in there, but there's a couple of young guys.
Nick in St. Louis.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey.
Hey, I've been involved in motorcycle stuff since I was real young. My dad was a Harley mechanic back in the 70s, and you are absolutely right. People who are millennials and so forth, they are utterly clueless about the etiquette and stuff that goes around being around these guys.
Well, that really is true. The word is etiquette is right. You know what I mean? Is, again, this is their place. They put out shit. Do you legally have a right to park there? Yeah, probably. But should you? No, you absolutely should not.
Taking a lap around the block.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, things like, if it's not your bike, don't sit on it. Be respectful when you talk to people, blah, blah, blah. What should be basic common sense, which obviously isn't so common anymore, but it's like they just don't get it.
Well, you know, down in Daytona, they have Bike Week every year. It brings a ton of money in. But, you know, there's like hundreds of thousands of bikes there. I mean, it's just fucking literally takes over the town. And you're always thinking, I hope this doesn't turn weird.
It always looks like it could.
They could run this place if they really wanted to.
Who do we got stopping in, Chris?
We have Gad Elmaleh, the French comedian.
Elmaleh. Should we break?
Yeah, let's break.
This guy, I can't tell you how big he is in France and around the world. I'll tell you this. I went to his Twitter page. He has 6.7 million followers.
Wow.
But he's not really known in the States because he's, you know, French, but has already done Jerry Seinfeld's driving around in a car.
Pounding coffee.
Yeah, pounding coffee. Pounding coffee with Jerry Seinfeld. So it's really, really cool. And to have him stop by. And it's always amazing to me where here's this guy that is selling out arenas, giant arenas, but he's still, you know, comes and plays clubs in the States. And we were talking about Trevor Noah. That was the same thing with him. It was gigantic in his home, and then would just fly here just to do sets at the Cellar. Fly to America because he had a 10:30 set at the Cellar.
Gotta make it.
We'll break back. Bennington.
Gad Elmaleh in studio. Guys, performing tonight at Gotham Comedy Club in New York City. Go to GothamComedyClub.com for tickets. And the Oh My Gad Tour is starting January 19th, 2017 at the Gothic Theater in Denver and ends at the Carnegie Hall in New York City. Go to GadElmaleh.com.
Merci, monsieur. Hello.
Carnegie Hall.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on the show, guys.
It's great to have you here, and congratulations.
Thank you.
And always a fascinating thing to me when people work in a different language than their native tongue.
Very hard.
Yes.
Very difficult. Yeah, it's a challenge. It's a big challenge. And Carnegie Hall, it's a big thing, as you know, right?
Yeah.
Legendary room. And I felt exactly like I felt 20 or 25 years ago in Paris when my producer said we're going to do the Olympia, which is almost the same, you know, mythic place. And I felt very honored and excited. And it's good to be excited again after 22 years of doing stand-up. I think one of the reasons I'm doing this start over again, it's not only for America. I just moved to America, by the way. Great timing. And perfect timing.
Yes.
I was waiting. I was in France and I said, let's wait. And then when I saw what's happening, I said, let's go there. It's going to be fun. So I think it's a personal thing, you know, stepping out of this comfort zone and success and fame and friends and all that. And I'm very thankful to all my fans in France, but I need new challenges.
Sure.
Yeah, it's like in a marriage. It's like in any job. It's like, you know, if you're married for a long time, you need maybe to
take a lover.
Okay, so let's say New York is my lover. Okay, let's say France is my wife.
Yeah.
And Morocco is my mother.
Now, the thing about living in New York after, you know, living in Paris, I kind of think no matter where you go, city people are like city people. Am I correct when I say that?
I think it's very, how you say juste? Comment on dit c'est juste? It's correct?
Yes. Yeah. You're right.
I have a translator with me. She didn't know that. She was just an assistant before. And now she's
a translator.
I think, but you know, I've never thought about that, but that's right. I mean, being in New York City, it's not a big difference.
Right.
I mean, people, people's, they still are very arrogant about the other cities, like they do in Paris about the rest of the country, like the New Yorkers do. Everything goes fast, like Paris. Very polluted, like Paris. New Yorker thinks they're the best thing that
ever
happened in America.
But I've always thought that New York and Paris, like more, and I've never been to Paris, but I feel like they seem like they could be very connected. Because I've noticed, when people say, oh, people in Paris are rude, they say people in New York are rude, but then knowing people from both cities, I think are actually just passionate.
We should organize a competition. Who's
ruder?
Who's ruder, really, But I don't think New Yorkers are rude at all, really.
Yeah.
And I also think something that may sound like a cliche and everyone talks about it, but I really feel it. As soon as I arrive, I get here, I land in New York, really the energy thing, it's a real thing. It's not just an idea, you will see the energy, it's crazy in New York. And I really feel it. And I wake up, I don't know. It's crazy. It's always
humming. Yeah.
Really.
But even when I take a vacation, I come back to New York, I have to get used to it again.
Depends where you go.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, that's true. That's true. But just like, this is exhausting. When you first moved to New York, you're like, I need more sleep than I thought I needed. I'm tired. Yeah.
And the thing is about New York, even if everything goes really fast in Paris, it's even faster here. I really kind of embrace this rhythm. I'm into it right now. I became very impatient, and when I go in a store or something, as soon as it gets a little slow, I'm like in my head, I say, is it everyone's first day or what? Like the rude thing, But
now, have you been to Montreal? Do you have a following in Montreal?
I lived there for 4 years. I was a student there in French, and it was great because I thought when I moved from just for the story, I'm going to make it very short. I was born in Morocco, born and raised in Morocco, in Casablanca. Then when I was 17, I moved to Canada. Because Canada was kind of America in French. I mean, Quebec, not Canada, because the rest of the country is Anglo. But I stayed there for 4 years trying to study, and then I moved to Paris, and then I stayed in Paris for 23, 24 years. And now I'm moving here to New York. And why am I saying all that? I don't know. What was the question?
Well, because I think maybe because the Montreal Comedy Festival is in Montreal, and you brought kind of an Americanized style back to France, right?
Totally. I like to brag about it because it's true. Not only me, but a few comedians, because back in the day, we didn't have pure stand-up comedy in France. We had more of a theatrical tradition with, my friends here, they always make fun of me. Like Jerry Seinfeld always say, you need props and birds and a hat and the rope and you're going to do some mime moves. We don't need that. Just go and tell jokes. But that's the cliche of it. We also have the cliche about you guys doing very dry and very neutral stand-up. Yeah. No charm. But I like to mix both of, it would be, I like to put some charm, some theatrical things, physicality in the stand-up. That's why I love one comedian more and more, and I watch him all the time, is Sebastian Maniscalco. Yeah. He's great because I find in him everything I like from the both cultures. I like, Americans are stand-up comedy has been invented in America, in New York City, so it has a very strong New York tradition, and also because of his, background. His physicality and the thing and the charm and the sarcasm. So I think it's a perfect combination for me. If he was a girl.
Yeah. But he would be one Maniscalco. Come on, Gail. Come on, give it to us.
Aren't you embarrassed? I mean, you come in here to Chipotle. You've been at Chipotle. This guy's back there. He's chopping chicken. What's that? He's chopping chicken.
Why would you do that?
Why would you? You seen this thing called Uber? You've been in an Uber.
Oh, the Uber. I got candy in my hand. Wait, we should organize a contest, right?
Yeah, we'll get that going.
Maniscalco contest.
But you're talking about the difference between the theatricality.
Yeah.
But what about is it really difficult?
The whole line got deflated. If I give a steak, the price not. Forget it. It's good. Sorry.
But what
I've been maniscalked.
about cultural references? Because that's a huge part of comedy. So to go to another country and then have different cultural references.
Yeah, obviously in the beginning, what I thought it was, I would only need to translate my material that has been, tested and worked out with crowds in Europe and very quickly I understand that people would rather, they preferred my vision, my perspective on America and some original material, even if it was new. And then I started to understand that. And the good stories, the best stories were those stories where I was telling what was happening with me, moving to America, being famous in a country totally anonymous here. I was telling this on the show a few days ago with Jim Norton because I showed up here in the building and they asked for my ID. Not that I am pretentious, but in France, I'm so not used to that. It's funny. Not only that he asked for my ID, he said a photo ID. I gave him a photo ID. He said it's not an American ID. I said, it's a French ID because I'm from France. I need an American ID. I said, but I cannot have an American ID because I'm from France. I'm sorry, sir. Then he called another guy and the guy showed up and he asked me. I think that makes material for
Yeah, sure.
Because that's true. That's real,
Yeah.
So you were talking about, cultural references. Obviously, I don't talk about very specific things in my English American show that happened in France, but I talk about the fact that I'm from there and the shock of,
culture shock. Yeah.
Cultural shock, because so many things are new to me here. So this is what I tell every night in clubs and in my shows. And last night I was at the Comedy Cellar. I did sets there. I tried new things, and that's my new life.
But we were just talking, Trevor Noah came in from South Africa, and of course he had his fame there, but would fly in just to do sets at the Cellar, just to be in New York for short periods, and then, obviously he got everything happened for him here.
You know what? That's funny, but because last week I did a show in France. It was a Sunday in Arena. It's like a Madison Square Garden, 12,000 people. Did my show. Monday I flew. I arrived in New York. I dropped my stuff at my apartment and I ran to the Comedy Cellar doing a 15-minute set in front of 100 people who have no idea who I am. And I was the happiest man on the planet. Sure. This is what I want. This is what I'm looking forward to today because it's my challenge. This is how makes me really happy. Not that I am, some words,
ungrateful.
Ungrateful. Because, my fans in Europe, I owe them a lot because they made my career. But I need something else. I need, I need to go to the Cellar. The Cellar for comedians is, I don't know, it's kind of, you get addicted.
It is interesting, isn't it? And you're there with the best people in that small environment.
It was not easy in the beginning, to be honest. Yeah, I was very intimidated. They have this little table at the Cellar where comedians, that's the comedians table, they hang out there. In the beginning, I was like, no, I don't want to go there. because it's going too fast with the language. I don't have the jokes. I don't have the thing. And they tease you a little bit. They pull your leg and like when you just arrived. I'm not ready for that.
Yeah. That's a vicious little table. That's the funniest, meanest people that have ever lived sitting at that table.
That's alive. Yeah. And also you mentioned Trevor Noah. I went on his show. That was a funny moment because he said, that's funny. We're doing exactly the same. It's kind of the same journey because I was famous in my country and then I moved here to New York. You're doing stand-up. I'm doing stand-up. I said, yeah, but Trevor, I had to learn English.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Because here's the thing too, and Eddie Izzard has been learning French and doing
German.
Yeah, German. So he'll do. But I imagine you think in your mother tongue first. You think in your mother language, and then translate it in your head to do the joke. Yeah,
it's exhausting.
Yeah, it's a filter.
It's exactly that. It's a filter, but little by little, I'm trying to speak English because we don't speak English. We translate our thoughts from the French or whatever language is your first language to English. But now I start to talk in English. I start to learn, because, and sometimes on stage, I want to say things or improvise and it's very hard, but okay, I take risk and, it's a broken English sometimes, but it's better a broken, really sincere English than a perfect, not funny. That was broken. That was really broken. Yeah. That was really, but funny, you see?
Yeah. Yes, it worked. But you speak other languages too besides those two, right?
Yes.
What else do you speak?
I speak Arabic.
Yeah.
And Hebrew.
Wow.
Yeah, and Hebrew. Yeah, I write it also and write Arabic and read Arabic and I read Hebrew and I write it also English now, as you can see. I don't know if it's obvious. And French. I started to learn Italian because I like the language, but I quickly realized that I would not need it traveling around the world.
Right.
Maybe Spanish is a good thing to learn.
Yeah, that is smart. That's true too.
Yeah.
And
Chinese.
And Chinese, yeah, Mandarin especially. There's a giant market there.
Especially.
Yeah.
That's a new one. No, this is what we said.
Yeah,
especially.
Yeah. I could work with you to teach you the wrong way to speak English.
Yeah, I want to know the wrong tenses.
Gad Elmaleh is in studio. Gad's performing tonight at Gotham Comedy Club in New York City. Go to GothamComedyClub.com for tickets. And the Oh My Gad North American Tour starts January 19th, 2017 at the Gothic Theater in Denver. Ends in Carnegie Hall here in New York City. Go to GadElmaleh.com for all additional dates and more information.
Wow. And I love this moment.
Yeah.
That's my favorite moment. Yeah. I would love to. Are you going to do it again during the show?
Maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
So just tell me right before. I'm going to film that.
Right.
And put it on my Instagram. So my French fans,
can see.
They can see that American guy, like
American
wearing
guy.
a Trump Cuck t-shirt.
Trump Cuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want all your fans to say this.
Now, are you familiar with the word cuck?
Cuckold.
That's short for cuckold, and this is a man who likes to see his wife with another man.
Yeah.
And and he is the Trump Cuck.
Yeah. Like Trump is the other man, not watching him. Trump Cuck.
I think when you need to explain a joke.
Exactly. Thank you.
We've been telling him.
We've been saying this exact thing.
I mean, sorry, what's your name?
Chris. Or Trump Cuck. Just call me Trump Cuck.
First of all, when we see the Trump thing, we don't really know what you think. It takes time to, what?
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
Maybe you should add Kanye West.
It's too late. I already printed the shirt.
I know they printed the shirt. But I still don't get the joke.
I don't get the joke either. I don't understand what he means. And I've said to him, and he's selling these shirts, and I go, no one is going to buy them because it doesn't make sense.
They're selling out, though, Ron. There's pictures of people wearing them all over the place.
It's just like
I don't believe it.
Check it out. All these Trump Cucks. Look at it.
So wait a minute. So Trump.
One of them's a dog.
Oh, Cuck is not.
Yeah.
I thought it was, Cuck is not,
Yeah, Cuck is short for cuckold. And
I
that
thought
is,
yeah.
It's a certain type of porn he enjoys.
I think everyone can really enjoy it.
But
if they want.
is there like a play on words, some puns?
Nothing.
No, there's no pun.
there's no pun.
Just Trump, like Donald Trump, and cuck. Trump cuck.
Yeah, doesn't make sense. And then he has this guy who looks just like him and does the same job.
So this guy, what I was going to say, looks like him. What's his name?
That is Vito.
So Vito behind the
glass.
The glass, who's producing the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Chris.
Yes.
And he was laughing at his joke.
Right.
So it's kind of a very,
it's like the same.
It's a very niche.
It is niche.
Sure,
Yeah. It's like only guys with beard in the radio.
With beard.
Yeah.
It's a very small market that they're going for. Yeah.
And he's surprised that doesn't pick up.
I almost wish it was smaller.
Yeah.
A lot of hardcore Trump cucks out there, trust me.
By the way, talking about puns and play on words, we use this technique a lot in French humor, and I don't know why. Maybe you're going to explain that to me. Americans, especially in the comedy world, they don't like that. Like they judge it. It's like if you do a magic trick in the middle of a set. Why do you think?
Well, puns, and I don't know, I've always heard that it was the lowest form of humor. The lowest possible form of humor. And I heard that even when I was a child.
See, but I like a good pun.
I think a pun is funny myself.
But it's, for some reason, and maybe it's also seen as old-fashioned as well.
There is some of that.
You know, that at one time, maybe it was a more popular type of humor.
But if it's smart, and I mean,
I agree.
I'm not talking about ice cream for ice cream, but which is the first pun I understood in English. I was so proud of myself because I realized there was ice cream and ice cream. It was great. I was so happy.
But I think that France, has a better history of poetry and a better appreciation of wordplay.
Of everything.
And of everything that there is.
Yeah, of freedom.
But Americans...
Of t-shirts, by the way. We have a great career of the t-shirts.
But Americans kind of hate poetry. Even though we have rap, which is very popular, but as soon as someone says, here's a witty or an important poem, it's a turnoff to Americans.
Really?
Yes. We're very strange when it comes to poetry.
Or it's seen as, at the very least, somebody who would like it would be pompous or pretentious.
Yes,
American poetry is important. You have...
Who are the great American poets? If you think about it, it goes back 100 years maybe. Wow. But in modern times, no.
Maybe like Billy Collins and that's it?
Exactly. Is Billy Collins famous in this country? No. Yeah. Billy Collins, is probably not known by most Americans.
Probably not a household name.
No, Phil Collins.
Phil Collins, on the other hand, they love Phil Collins.
What are those,
this is Tums?
Can I have one?
Yes, of course you can.
Because, the
Trump Cuck is getting your stomach upset.
No! America is getting my stomach upset. Like, I've been eating, how you say that? Bad food it's not good. So I'm having this. It's not very radio what I'm doing right now.
No.
Guys,
I love it.
Just so you know, guys, I'm having calcium carbonate. I don't know.
Now, do you have...
Just one? Should I have two?
No, you could have two.
Yeah.
Take two.
Double down.
Enjoy.
Yeah. We believe in doubling down.
Go for the red ones. Those are my favorite.
Remember, don't do the thing unless...
I'm going to let you know.
We're going to have you ready, and you got to do it well.
And make sure it's good.
This is coming off, I mean, I'll get that.
But the problem is that I'm going to frame that, and French people are going to think he's a big supporter.
Yes, because that's what it's going to just say Trump once he zooms in on your face.
No, just get the cuck part in too. The cuck part's important.
People in France are going to be looking at us, so try to look thinner.
Okay, I'm going to try. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to try to suck the gut in.
Now, do you have any French restaurants that you like in New York City yet?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Where do you go?
There's one amazing one. It's called Mimi. It's right next to the Comedy Cellar. I don't remember the street. It's great. Great restaurant. Great. And also, Cocotte.
Okay.
Cocotte. Mimi.
I want you to.
By the way, those names are so French and so Mimi, Cocotte. Tintin and there's Kiki, Lulu.
There's a little one on Lexington I go to that they say is French country. Well, this is French country. It's called Mon Petit, and I love that place. Lexington and 32nd, but it's
Mon Petit Cafe.
Yeah, Mon Petit Cafe.
Oh, that's cute.
And supposedly somebody in the Strokes. It's his sister's place.
It's actually, I think it might be his mom. So I think it's Julian Casablanca.
A rock and roll band.
Oh, the Strokes.
Yeah. So, yes.
I pretend it was just because, I just pretended that your pronunciation of an American band was not the right. That reminds me something. I was talking one day to a journalist and I said, oh yeah, it reminds me of that movie with Marion Cotillard. He said, I don't know who she is. I said, you write about movies. You should know who is Marion Cotillard because she's an Oscar winner. And he said, oh, you mean Marion Cotillard? And I said, are you teaching me how to pronounce a French word?
But that was the perfect Americanized version of that. It sounds like everyone we know.
Marion Cotillard.
Yeah, exactly.
Marion Cotillard.
Marion Cotillard. It's like entree. Entree. Yeah. The word entree is a French word, by the way.
Yes.
You guys took that word.
Yeah.
Not only that you changed the pronunciation, the meaning too, because entree in French means a starter.
Wow, I did not know that.
Entree, like, okay, I'm gonna have an entree. Entree in France means I'm gonna have a starter, alright? But you took the entree, then you changed the pronunciation, entree, and you said not only that we're gonna change the pronunciation, it's gonna mean main course.
Right.
And maybe someone said a long time ago, but we can't do this, it's not our vocabulary. Shut up, we do what we want, okay?
So an entree is an appetizer. That's the thing. We say starters are appetizers.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
That is crazy.
I'm finding this out for the first time. All right, we're going to get ready for him.
No, wait. Are you going to do it?
Yeah, wait. Give you time.
And you want to know something else? I was doing some works in a house in LA, and the contractor said, maybe we can put French doors here.
French doors.
And say, what is this? And then he showed me a picture. I swear I've never seen this in France.
Yes.
Never.
A French door is a window with a doorknob. That's what it is. It's a window that just you open up.
I thought that was your doing.
Yeah, we thought. All right.
Okay, wait. So, wait a minute. Just get. Oh, you want me to see the T-shirt?
Yeah. Yeah, Gad, come on.
Really?
Yeah. All right.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Give me an action.
I give you an action?
Yeah.
Should we see the T-shirt?
Yeah.
You want me to see the T-shirt?
Yeah, see the T-shirt.
You're not embarrassed of the T-shirt?
Not at all.
Are you sure?
I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it.
Maybe I'm embarrassed about the T-shirt.
No, Gad, no, people don't love it.
Okay.
Gad Elmaleh is in studio. Gad will be performing tonight at Gotham Comedy Club in New York City. Go to GothamComedyClub.com for tickets. And the Oh My Gad Tour starts January 19th, 2017 at the Gothic Theater in Denver and ends at Carnegie Hall in New York City. Go to GadElmaleh.com for all additional dates and more information.
Yeah!
At Trump Cuck.
Nice. At Trump Cuck.
At Trump Cuck.
Explain where you get a Trump Cuck shirt.
You go to theinterrobang.com for your very own Trump Cuck t-shirt. Theinterrobang.com.
Now, by the way, did you know
that we plugged
Yes, he plugged his T-shirt.
Yeah. Tat, you know?
Get a bump.
I want that Gad bump.
You know, here's the thing. You know that you mispronounced tour?
Oh, God.
You said it was a store.
Because no, because I also have a store on the road.
Traveling
store. Pop-up.
Yeah.
That's the new thing, right?
Pop-up.
Yeah. Pop-up store.
Pop-up. One Oak pop-up.
Now, the other thing about being in America is it's a very big country, and when you travel, it's shocking that you're still in the same country. That you're driving for days and days and days.
No,
all
really.
Kinds of, yeah.
Yeah, first time I was on tour, I was shocked because, I had to fly 4 hours for my next gig, right?
Yeah.
On my French tour, if I fly 4 hours, I would have to do my show in Russian.
Right, yeah.
It's a lot of traveling. It's a lot of road and planes, and the country is so big. And what's really interesting, not only that it's big, each part it's like it really has different cultures.
Yes.
Really different vibe and cultures, and jokes can really hit and be great in some places and not at all in other places.
Yes.
And not only because you're talking about something, I don't know, for example, very specific about New York City or what, just this sensitivity.
Sensitivity, yes.
The way they respond is so unique. I mean, in every country really. But I love that. I need to adjust. I need to, I really like it. I'm going to go to Texas. I'm going to go to, New Orleans. I've never been. I really want to go because I'm also a musician. I was going to be a pianist. This is what I wanted to do when I was a kid, but I don't know what happened.
Well, there's also that French tradition in New Orleans that a lot of that music has French, and then the islands that France has been.
The food is influenced.
Influence, yes.
Cajun,
which is totally.
Have you been there?
Yes. Which is really different than French food, yet they speak in a way that, I mean, their accent is really different.
Oh, really? In English.
In English, yeah.
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah. So that's, it's one of the most unique cities in the United States.
Wow.
And beloved by, I think, everybody in the United States.
Yeah, it's such a fantastic city, and it's definitely one that I hope I can spend some time there. I'd like to live there for a while because it has that.
But I love that France has a great jazz tradition, and a lot of the American jazz players had a better following in France than they had in America.
Exactly. I'm a very big jazz fan, so I go to all the festivals we have in France, big festival, and always you have big names of American jazz, and they love to come to France and also Switzerland and also Germany. But Switzerland has a great festival in Montreux. It's incredible. And now they have comedy and jazz.
Yeah.
That goes really well together.
You know what, whose show you should do is Harry Connick Jr., who is from New Orleans, is a funny man, and he's got a TV show here.
Really?
Great piano player.
I know his work. He has a show.
He has a show, what is it, like 4:00 in the afternoon? He has an afternoon show.
4:00, yeah.
But the producers of that show are friends of mine, so we should try to hook you up.
That would be
fantastic.
Great. Yeah. Ron, did you hear that? Yeah.
Ron's looking at he's looking at his phone.
No, he's looking at the next show we're going to be doing. He's already Googling.
Yeah,
Harry Connick Jr.
Yeah. But you're a fan of Harry's.
Yeah, really. I saw him in France back a long time ago. He doesn't go on the road.
Not as much, because he has a family. And then the jazz at Lincoln Center. Have you
No, I haven't been. No.
So there is an amazing theater there, and it's one of the few things that I think government gets behind. But who is the trumpet player there?
Malouf?
No. This is and he's also from New Orleans. The two brothers, and one of them used to be with Sirius XM. If you just check the
Winston Marsalis.
Marsalis, yeah, great.
Oh, okay.
Wynton. Not Winston.
Wynton Marsalis.
Yes. Great jazz player. So there is some good jazz. Have you done the underground, the Village Underground, which is right around from the cellar?
Yeah.
Well, right across the street.
Note,
the Blue Note,
and also in Harlem, forgot the name.
Yeah.
Legend. Yeah.
Yeah, there's still some decent jazz in the city.
Yeah.
But what part of New York do you live in?
I live in Tribeca.
Nice.
Yeah, very bourgeois.
Yes, it is.
I love that.
Yeah.
Very quiet.
Yeah.
A lot of very sophisticated and fancy strollers.
Yes.
Really interesting. Like they had, I don't know, Ferraris they have as a stroller. It's a very fancy. I like this. I like downtown. I never come here around here. Never. I just came to see you guys. I never come here.
Midtown is very strange.
Very strange.
Yeah.
And here, it's, I used to come here because I used to think that New York was Times Square. Because back in the day, I would arrive and first thing I would do is Times Square,
Yeah.
Oh, looking up and, from France, first time. but I don't want to go there anymore. Every time I have something to do, it's like, oh no, I don't want to see this Batman with a backpack. I don't want.
It's true. It's so strange, right?
Backpack. The problem is the backpack with this. I don't want to, and I don't even want my son to see this. My kids. I really don't want my kids to see Superman with a backpack. Just what's with the backpack? Why should?
I don't get it. Do you use a backpack, Vito? Are you a backpack guy?
Yeah, I use a backpack.
I
like
despise them.
It's got a lot of pockets. Like, women get purses and they're really handy for them, so I like my backpack.
Yeah, I like the backpack, but not when you're a Superman in Times Square.
Yeah. Not when you're trying to be a superhero. And I don't know where Superman kept his stuff. They never say.
Well, he's so fast he can just get it whenever he needs.
He's Superman. He doesn't need anything.
You know who loves Superman is your friend Jerry Seinfeld.
Really? He loves Superman. If you watch the TV show Seinfeld, you can see a Superman almost in every episode.
Really? Almost somewhere in every episode. It's very strange. He's crazy about him.
I haven't seen that. One of our friends who was opening for me on the road, Harrison Greenbaum, very funny comic. He had a whole bit about the superhero in Times Square. I remember he had a very, very funny, but I don't really remember. But I didn't know this thing about Jerry and Superman. I'm going to tell him that.
Well, we have a guy who is a Seinfeld show expert.
Really? Who?
He's over here. His name is Marcus Hook. Marcus.
Hi, Marcus.
Marcus, was I correct that you can see like a Superman of some type of...
it's always in the background on the fridge.
Yes. Yeah, it's never up front, but somewhere in his apartment you will always see something Superman.
Are you a specialist of Jerry's show?
Absolutely.
Really? That's your
I also
job?
have a big Moroccan Jewish family.
No way.
I'm not Moroccan, but a lot of my family is. Pardon, mon frère.
How can you combine a big fan of Seinfeld's show and big Moroccan family?
Because my Ashkenazi family married a bunch of Moroccans.
Oh, and you are the product of this confusion.
You can ask these friends around the studio. I'm a pretty confused guy.
Yes.
So how do you do when you have Ashkenaz and have Sephardic? You want to get excited, but you refrain.
We're just. I'm constantly nervous, but constantly checking myself in the mirror too. You know what I mean?
Same time.
That's a good bit. Like half Sephardic and half Ashkenazi. Yeah, I like spicy food, but I don't do it. Maybe it's too good. Yeah, it's good.
But
Thank you, Marcus. Marcus?
Marcus, yeah.
Marcus, like Marcus Miller, the bass player? You don't know him.
He's just nodding along.
You know Marcus Miller.
Yes, of course. But with your background, it always must seem like you're an outsider.
Always.
I guess always your whole life. Yeah.
He has interesting, every time. Not, like every 5-6 minutes there's a good, not all the time.
Yeah.
Every 6 minutes you have a good question. Boom. I liked the city things between Paris and New York because it's always, I mean, it's interesting to be really, I think it's really interesting because normally you get those, questions, New York is so different. No, it's not different.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And being an outsider is a good, that's true because being in Canada from Morocco is being an outsider and then being in France from Canada, it's an outsider and then New York from all those places, as you guys say, fish out of the water.
Fish out of water.
They love that. Like everyone's going to pitch you a situation, a movie, whatever. And we have this movie that's a great pitch and it's kind of fish out of water, fish out of water character. That would be great for you. Come on. I want to be the fish in the water. I want to be this fish in the water with other fish. I don't want to be a sad fish out of water.
Flopping around.
I don't know. I don't want to be in the water, guys.
Gad, thank you so much for coming by today. It was a real pleasure.
Thank you so much. Are you going to do it again?
Yeah.
So wait a minute. I'm
going
to film that. Yeah, because I'm going to film that. It's going to be very, 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 should I put it on my Insta stories? Yes.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. So wait a minute. Okay. I'll tell you go and you go.
All right.
Really?
Yeah. Just tell me to go. Gad Elmaleh's been in studio. Gad's performing tonight at Gotham Comedy Club in New York City. Go to GothamComedyClub.com for tickets. The Oh My Gad North American Tour starts January 19th, 2017 at the Gothic Theater in Denver and is ending at Carnegie Hall in New York City. Go to GadElmaleh.com for all additional dates and more information. And go to theinterrobang.com to get your Trump Cuck t-shirt.
Trump Cuck t-shirt.
Trump Cuck t-shirt. Yeah, there you go. Look at it.
Is that the ibang.com?
The ibang.com.
Thanks so much, Gad. See you next time, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Tweet it to us. The next time Chris's shirt comes up in a non-embarrassing way on the show, will be the first. Because that shirt embarrassed us in front of France's premier comedian.
I think he liked the shirt.
He said, I don't get it.
He said, I don't get it. And Gad also said, a joke that has to be explained is not funny.
Joke.
Is that the same one you were wearing at Big J's? You only have one?
This is my Trump Cuck shirt. Okay. And I wear it every day.
Okay.
By the way, Big J did not announce him that night and his feelings were hurt. Yeah. And then Big J came back here and Chris went crazy on the air the next day. Big J was back in here yesterday.
Yeah.
Chris didn't mention it once.
No.
I'm not going to go nuts in front of David Tell.
Then you don't believe in the things you say.
I guess
if you don't say it in front of David Tell, it's not worth saying.
I know. And I guess you really are a true cuck.
Yeah.
You were a cuck yesterday.
I'm a Trump Cuck.
Pretty cuckish.
What an awful night that was, Big J's birthday, with Ari shitting in that box.
I didn't even know about that until the next day. I think I missed.
Well, I saw you in the next room and I still smelled the shit. Yeah. So you must be very comfortable smelling shit.
I think I'm just very used to being there and whatever usual garbage smells are passing through.
Well, by the way, Rebecca was furious that night because that big kid, I forget his name, but he's the big kid who ran through the wall.
Yeah.
He's doing 101 tonight.
Daniel, it's going to be great.
But by the way, Jay was pissed that we stole him. And he brought him up, and I go, I already stole him from 101. He goes like this, really?
That kid, because I passed along his info, and he's so excited to do it. He's like, I can't thank you enough. If you ever need me to write something for you, if you ever need me to draw something, I sing. He's a Renaissance man.
He does it all, this kid. As a matter of fact, he knows more about the business than Rebecca does. The way he treated her on that podcast.
No, what did he say to her?
He says, I'm not going to badmouth her, and she was just fucking furious because she had canceled his show, not because he ran into a wall.
He broke a wall.
Yeah, and it was really, just busted the supports for that entire place. That entire place could come down on everyone because the fucking Hey Kool-Aid kid. But then he was basically acting like he knew more about the business than she did. It's another way that women are angry today.
Yes, another reason. So download and subscribe Gail Meets Girls episode 2 up now.
That one got vicious, the last one.
Really?
I'm very excited for you to hear it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Play just a little clip. We playing the same clip or you have more than one clip?
Did people fight back the judges?
No, the judges were all on his side. I stuck up for Rebecca.
Okay.
First of all, who fucking does more for young comedians?
Sure, of
than
course.
Her?
Yeah, absolutely.
But this fucking kid was so, I don't know whether his parents just hugged him forever. You know what I mean? But he was a special little fucking thing.
Yeah.
You could do no wrong.
All right, so we'll set this up before you hit it. Chris,
this is the one from earlier.
Yeah, so this is Lisa Traeger talking about how she handles male-dominated audiences.
Okay.
I shut them down. I immediately let the men know this is not their time. And then I talk about tiny dicks and how they're disgusting. And then they fucking shut up. You know what I mean? And I don't perform for them anymore. I don't care. I tell them to uncross their arms. I tell them to take their foot off the fucking stage. And I'm done. I'm not pretending feminism is about hating men anymore. I full on hate you now.
It's just different now.
So I perform for the women. If the women are high-fiving me after and they're having a good time, that is all I care about now.
Lisa's great.
She's
so fantastic, and she's so funny and so passionate in this episode. Yeah. So I cannot wait for you to hear it.
Women are pissed.
They're mad.
Post election.
Yeah.
They're pissed.
They're
I didn't see it coming. I thought this was a liberal conservative issue, but I think a lot of it is a lot more man-woman than we men understand.
Yeah, because I think even men who, let's say, were not thrilled about the idea of Trump are having a little bit easier time being like, well, this sure is nuts. I guess this is going to be a funny 4 years. It's going to be really weird, right, guys? And women are in a bit of a panic over it.
They're furious because they know that this means we don't think women can do anything.
Yes, not to mention, women's health, and also it's not just that the female candidate was not elected, but it was somebody who was being criticized for having said disgusting things about women and having championed sexual assault. So it was specific.
We understand. Yeah. Just doesn't mean as much to us, but we got it. We don't have to explain it to us. We got it, but we still voted for it.
It'll definitely be weird.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing that I think is a lot of the women don't understand as well. We probably don't, trust them in a leadership thing. Is after they have a baby, they get milk in their tits, and it just
isn't that really
so odd.
You know what it does? It clouds the brain.
Well, milk is from the store. Milk is from the store. Yeah. It's like if suddenly there were Hershey bars in your tits. You know what I mean? If suddenly, I don't know why they don't find that to be bizarre.
Yeah, we don't get Kit Kats in our balls.
Yeah, it doesn't happen that way.
No, rarely.
We have sperm.
Just jizz.
Oh.
Thank you, man. Now, did you know about this bit?
No, but at Big J's thing at the Creek, Chris comes up to me and he's like, we're doing the funniest shit ever about you. We're doing the funniest shit ever about you. I'm like, what is it? He's like, I can't tell you. But then two people who I guess were listeners came up to me and said, thank you, man, to me. I was like, what are they doing? I was like, I wonder if that's what.
So this is what happened. Gail, you had heard Dan say this.
Yes, I've heard it. I've heard him say it many times.
Yes.
And so I did an impression of you to Chris. This was off air.
Okay. Not on air.
Yeah. I said, so it would be a situation where somebody complimented you.
Right.
And then you go, thank you, man. Thank you.
You do a very Godfather-ish kind of thing when it's...
Chris started dying laughing. He's like, oh my God, that sounds just like him. Yeah. And then he started being like, thank you, man.
He was doing a Japanese thing in the live.
Yeah, that's what he thinks.
I hit the N,
Yeah, what is that?
M-A-A-A.
But then that ended up having a life of its own, and that man became its own thing.
Well, I was with Dan when the hostages returned in 1980, and he was like, thank you, Aaron. And I was like, oh.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it has legs, this thing.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? You're able to throw a no. No, thank you. If you don't like something. No, thank you.
Just throw it at the top.
No, thank you. I was with them. Remember when that murder was solved in Chinatown, and you were like, thank you, Charlie Chan. And I was like, oh, yeah. That's true. That's when I know that he talked that way.
The other one that someone's pointed out is, I'll start a lot of sentences by saying, yeah, I don't know, all is one word. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like that.
Yeah, you do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's so funny.
That sounds exactly like you.
What?
That's not.
You were like riding an imaginary dick there.
But every time. And I'll tell you, I also never made that weird squinty face. That was not part of it.
His eyes are closed. He's bobbing and weaving.
This is just what I see and hear when Dan says, thank you, man.
Well, thank you, man.
Remember that night that David Berkowitz turned himself in and you were like, thank you, son of Sam. I think I'm starting to do it like Strong Bad.
Yeah, you are. It's a Strong Bad.
It's good, though.
It's made me conscious every time.
No, because you gotta say it.
Yeah, no, it's very, the last week or so, I've noticed. I say it a lot.
You do.
I have a lot of people I'm thankful
You
to,
thank a lot of men.
But he also, the thing about Dan is he likes to play down any compliment.
Yes,
so
right.
He does it.
Yes, I appreciate it. It's unnecessarily nice of you.
It's always following someone being like, that was a phenomenal set. You are so damn funny and congratulations on everything. Everything's happening. you're like,
nice
thank
stuff
you,
I don't believe.
You know,
Yeah.
he got picked, I know this for a fact, for somebody's breakout star of 2017.
Oh, really?
You
Yeah.
did.
All right. I have it down to 2 or 3 people.
Who do you think? Who would you guess?
I'm going to guess either Stone, DeVito, or... Yeah, it's one of those two.
Why would we talk to Stone or DeVito?
Who cares about their opinion?
I'm just trying to think of this.
I mean,
people
both of those
I
guys
see
got to
10
be
times
looking
a week.
Those guys got to be looking towards the breakout guys of 2019.
Stone was the breakout guy of this past year.
You think he was?
His name is Greg Stone. Yeah. Gurion almost knows his name.
That was so funny, man. His name is Greg Stone.
His name is Greg Stone.
What Greg Stone doesn't understand, he's like, I don't get why you guys don't like DeVito more than me. Everybody does. We're like, no.
Greg,
we don't even care much for DeVito.
Greg is so funny about that. I've been sitting with them, and Greg said to his girlfriend, who he's been with forever, and like DeVito's been there, and he's been like, you know what? If you want to be with DeVito, I'd be fine with that. If you want to run away with it, it's like, no, not everybody.
That's Trump Cuck.
That's a Trump Cuck. You should get a shirt.
Now, do you think he meant it? You know what I told Greg Stone?
No, I think he's just one of the best guys.
Here's what I told him. This is my prediction. I want you to remember this, Dan, because you're going to outlive me.
Yeah.
He is going to have a Jeff Garland career. He's going to be doing a lot of different things.
Anything he's in, he'll make 10 times funnier.
He'll make it better. No one's going to say, let's give the lead to Greg Stone. But whatever he's in. Well, no, that happened with Garland after but he's going to have to go by being the buddy and stuff like that. And he's also going to be smart when it comes to producing and writing and everything. He's going to have a really solid career. He doesn't always believe it.
You know who is also one of those guys who died yesterday, who I was going to talk about, was Alan Thicke.
Oh, yeah.
He died. And it was weird because I met him like a month ago because he came in to audition for the pilot thing. And he was like the nicest, he was like the coolest dude. He comes in and he was such a like old school, TV guy. He was 70. He looked like he's like 45.
Right.
And then he comes in and he's like, "It's a wonderful script, young man. I read a lot of live action shit, but it's nice to read something of substance. Very easy to direct, and I love to be told when I'm wrong, so feel free to shoot me any notes." Well, my phone's going off. I have a plane waiting for me. All right, what do you say we kick this off? It's like a 5-minute rant, all one sentence.
Right.
And we go through it a couple times, and I'm like, yeah, that was great. And he's like, well, if that's the case, I'll be getting on my plane.
Well, he is Canadian. He was a Canadian star even before he came to Los Angeles. And then he wrote all kinds of sitcom themes.
Right.
And he had a talk show. He was one of the guys who challenged Johnny Carson.
Really?
So even before he became, as they're now calling him today, America's dad. But I don't know if I would have ever said that. No. You know what I mean? Like that was a little, Cosby was out at the same time.
Right. He was definitely a top contender.
Yeah.
I mean, he's definitely one of the best TV dads.
Well, I'll tell you this. I just thought of this second. His short-lived show, Gilbert was a regular, a really young Gilbert Gottfried was a regular as part of the show. And it was a talk show called Thicke of the Night. And there would, Gilbert would always come over to the camera. I'm not fucking making this up. And there was nothing like this on TV. And people didn't you know what I mean? Like this wasn't. And he would put his face in the camera. And he would be like this. And he would be spooning to it going, "Eat! You have to eat!" And I remember being a kid seeing it going, this motherfucker is insane. Like, you just don't do this. I'm trying to think of who else. I might be wrong when I say Belzer, but there was 3 people on Thicke of the Night that were like regulars.
Thicke of the Night.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Belzer, you get a pun in the name.
It was Belzer?
Belzer, Michael McManus?
Yeah, it was 3 comics, and they would just come walking out during the talk show and doing shit, and then go into commercials. Eat! You gotta eat! And like, he had that old man's voice, and he was probably 22 at the time.
And then Arsenio Hall was also regular on the show.
There you go. It was a weird show, yeah.
I have never heard of this.
Apparently he had a big Canadian talk show, and they had brought him in and he was going to beat up Johnny Carson, and America was just comfortable with Johnny Carson. They didn't want anybody else. If he came back tomorrow, everyone would be like, move over, Jimmy. Get out.
Well, especially because he's kind of a similar version, you know, of like old school. He could be like a broadcaster in 1950 if you showed him and said that he was like an old time radio guy. He'd be like,
but I will tell you this. I remember I had this. Who the fuck she was? She might have been a titty dancer. She might have been a porn actress. And it would have been the early 90s. And she's on our show. And I remember Richard Jenny was on the same show. It was a very fucking whacked out morning. Everybody was in a very strange place and doing shit. And she said Alan Thicke and his wife banged her on their honeymoon. She goes, it's a real LA thing, but I went over to the house. It was really fun. They're really nice people. And I'm like, I don't know whether you're telling the truth. I don't know whether we should be dumping out of this.
Can't get back to
And then that's his kids, Robin Thicke, who had the biggest fucking Blurred Line hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had the song of the summer.
And then they took it back from him.
Yeah, they took everything back.
They're like, actually, no.
Well, now he has his own plane, though. Just got left to him. He's doing all right. Yeah.
He died playing hockey. Very Canadian.
Did he die playing hockey?
Yeah.
With his kid, his youngest kid.
Yeah,
wow. Wow. I know that he was a real hockey guy, though, and was involved in like a ton of hockey charities. But always a good dude.
Yeah, I used to work at a hotel downtown that was like a lot of celebrities and actors and people stayed there, and he was kind of a regular and he was there a lot, and he was so beloved by the staff that the managers used to be like, can you guys stop like gushing about him, because like people would write, you know, like the night person would write what had happened.
Yeah.
And just like Alan Thicke, who's a complete gentleman and just a lovely person, and like somebody just like, as always, Alan Thicke was amazing and just so polite. And they're like, yeah, we get it. Everybody really likes that, because like there's so many people who were just like shitheads when they came in there.
Terrible, right?
And Alan Thicke was just beloved by the staff, beloved
just by being a person,
just by being a really nice person and like learning people's names and shaking people's hands and being a gentleman.
Yeah, he was one of the guys. It's like I only talked for like a half hour. It was just funny that he was a person. Just like at some point he's walking out, he's just like, I just want to say, a lot of people tell me they recognize my voice more than my face. And at first I'm offended, but then you realize it's just good to be recognized at all in this crazy business. Like, what's that? It's silly.
You think you would have given him the part was he in the contention?
He was one of the final guys, yeah.
But how weird
So
in
funny.
your life that you could sit around with this guy and decide
it's very strange.
Somebody
I was like, well, that's very silly.
Any other big names you can tell us about, or they got to die first?
Yeah, they'll probably gotta die.
We'll wait till they die.
All right, we'll wait then, and then we'll.
By the way, I got
There's
this.
only one that I did hear. You said Gilbert. I did hear Gilbert. They sent. I didn't meet him. They said audio of him reading, and it's just that's just a funny idea of, because nobody would ever be like, I wonder what Gilbert Gottfried would sound like reading this. But it's like, yeah, you know,
You
like,
kind of,
it's
have
a very
good idea.
specific. I wonder what choice Gilbert's going to make.
Yes, I will make that choice. It's a bus. All right, let's not make a big deal out of it. There's first of all, I think you either think that Gilbert is the funniest person alive, or you don't understand him.
Yeah,
that's
right.
I don't think I kind of like some of his stuff, but you know what I mean? Some of it goes too far.
The early years, and then he kind of delved a little bit.
Now, Chris, you got to be on the Instagram reading the thing today for Gad, right?
Yeah, for Gad, yes.
A person who doesn't want to be public, but I'll tell you the truth, is more and more public all the time, wrote, if Chris is going to read that plug so that Gad can film it, he's got to slow down. You can't understand his mumbly speed reading. Gad has a much better grasp on the English language than Trump Cuck. You did go like a fucking mile a minute.
Was I reading fast?
Yes. There was no reason for it.
See, when I try to slow it down, I feel like it's going incredibly too slow. So that must be the problem.
Why are you laughing?
Having a fun time, Gad?
Why is this that funny?
Just because I was just like reading, watching his expression as
Why I
you
was
said
reading it?
He's like, was I going fast?
Seriously? Like, all right, they don't want to be in the public sphere? That's fine.
Public sphere?
Sphere. This is the word I was looking for.
Why? He did say sphere, though.
But why even sphere?
Right.
I don't know. Isn't that a term, the public sphere?
No.
What? Really?
What is circular about this? Why is it a ball?
Plant's a ball? So you go
But
into
why
the
are
public
you
sphere?
saying no?
Public life.
It's the public eye or public life would be fine. Public sphere has never been fucking used.
You know how big Trump Cuck is getting? You posted some photo of us at the creek, and some friend who I haven't talked to in a few years, he texted me and he's like, "Yo, you're on the Trump Cuck Twitter."
See at Trump Cuck.
Wow.
Go to theinterrobang.com. You get your Trump Cuck t-shirts. They're selling out. Get them now for Christmas. Make the best Christmas of your entire life. Get a Trump Cuck t-shirt.
Yeah.
Not so fast, man. Listen to Fezzy. Slow the fuck down.
Go
dude.
slow, man.
Why are you reading so fast?
Because when I read slow, I feel like I'm reading too slow. I feel like it's noticeable. I thought I did slow it down.
You've been working in radio too long to not understand where you're supposed to be going with a read.
Outside of...
And I even said, you said store instead of tour.
And then
you said if you want to see him on his store. Dude, he's really funny, and what could be harder than going from one language to another?
It's impossible to write jokes in a language that, you grew up
hard.
speaking.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's the craziest thing. To do a whole other one, I can't fathom it. I think Eddie Izzard did that.
Eddie, and I brought it up to him, it looked like he played it down. Did you notice? He was almost like...
He wasn't as impressed, yeah.
He was like, yeah, he does it in German. Maybe it works in German, but not in French. But yeah, Eddie did it on purpose. But Eddie does a lot of nutty things on purpose.
Yeah.
Like keeps running a fucking marathon a day, which is ridiculous and can't be good for you. It can't be.
Doesn't he have... His feet are bloodied by the end of them.
By the end of them?
By the end of the marathons.
Oh, I thought you meant by the end of his feet.
Oh, no.
By the ends
tip of
there.
those toes?
Yes,
What are the end legs called?
So that was rough for you to get that text, right?
Yeah, it was
You want
rough.
people to like you, as particularly your peers, and it just never happens.
No, I can't. Here, let me try a Dan Pearlman plug. Dan Pearlman.
Why scream it?
He's headlining the Philly Improv Theater in Philly.
Sweet.
Monday,
awesome.
January 9th. And Dan and Billy Princel's show, Hindsight, is happening Tuesday, January 10th at Caroline's. Go to danperlmancomedy.com for tickets and all additional dates.
You got your guys together for that yet?
For,
Do you know who's
for
going to be on
Hindsight?
stage? Yeah.
Yes. Hang on. It's Dave Hill.
Great.
Awesome.
Mary Houlihan, Dan Licata, Joy L. Johnson, and Mike Kaplan are the five.
That's going to be great.
Very fun
group. I wonder what Dave Hill, I mean, have you read any of his books? He's got insane stories.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
I've read both his books.
Really?
I adore him.
You know, when with Attell and Big J were in here yesterday, Big J retold the story that he told on the stage.
Oh, yeah.
That night. But he told it much faster. You know what I mean? Like he really, But that was a great night at your show. We had a blast.
That one was so great. That was Big J, Mackey, Donnelly, and a couple of, It was big. Those story was about, it was him and Nate Bargatze.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
It was so funny.
And parking in the middle of the street and thinking he did a good job.
Right.
But then Mackey told that story about driving across the country and all. He goes, I really didn't want to go, but I did want to have a friend. You know what I mean? Like, cause you could tell that, like, you got this pullback of, you were the weird kid, weren't you?
Right.
Mackey?
Of course.
And then Gail's like, looks at me and goes, You know how girls will feel so bad when someone tells a story?
That's the worst reaction you can get.
Right.
You do some joke and you get like an or that kind of sympathy. It's like, I'd rather silence. I'd rather bruise and anger.
But that means that they're with you. I love you.
But you're not looking for that kind of.
I love you, unfuckable.
You're not looking for a Full House kind of reaction.
Sad.
It's not. If you hear that, you got.
I can't imagine Mackie as a kid, and I do feel bad when you'll hear people like, "I just wanted to make a friend," and you're like, "Really? That's a hard thing for you?" Because my whole life I've always wanted to stay away from friends. Like I don't want to be dragged down by my friends.
There was a kid who I tried to get for 101 because he speaks and acts exactly like Mackie. And the first time, and I've never seen anyone act like that before. And so the first time I saw him, it was a few years ago. I was like, you sound a lot like Joe Mackey. And he was like, who's that? Like, but it was the voice, the bugged out eyes, like everything about the whole, it's just so weird that there's two of them.
Well, there's gotta be, you know how like gay guys are the same no matter wherever they come from?
Sure.
The naive guys are the same. You know what I mean? Like, there's a certain not quite let go of things. So, did you see Mackey's last special? The Hollywood the
half hour?
Yeah, the half hour.
I haven't seen his half hour,
It's fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
There's a bit on there that's as good as anything anyone has ever written about comedy. It's about swimming pools. And it's just so fucking funny. And one of those things that's right there. Why didn't anyone else pick it up? And somebody said, you gotta see this. He goes, they said Mackey has dropped the character. He's not doing the character. And I'm like, I don't know. I've had him on my show many times. I don't think he does a character. And I watched it, and all it is Mackey has matured. He just sounds like a guy who's now toured, has a girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like he's where he probably should have been, like his attitude wise when you first met him. You know what I mean? Like, you know, he's just a few years left in that kind of development. I get that with Vito too, where Vito says stuff, and I go, what the fuck are you talking about? And then I forget, he's a big kid.
Yeah. He's just a baby.
It's a sweet guy.
Just a baby with a beard.
And then he tries to take everything back to wrestling and
chicken parms.
It's fast food or whatever talk, and you're just like you're going to go right to the Star Wars, right? That'll be your fucking weekend.
Yeah, I will be seeing Rogue One as soon as I can.
How's your guys' podcast? I heard one of them.
Oh, what, Big Brother and the Holding Company?
Yeah, Big Brother and the Holding
We're off
Company.
season right now. We're going to be coming back when season 19 starts up this summer. But check out, there might be some interviews in between now and then.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You're plugging instead of being a person.
Be a dude, bro.
He fucking idolizes you.
He learned it from you. He learned it from watching you.
But Vito pitched me a podcast the other day that he wanted to do with Jen. And what did you want to call it?
I wanted to call it the Black and White Cookie Podcast, like you get those cookies at the deli.
And I'm like, what a 1950s horrific, offensive idea.
Yeah, and also just the idea of like, you know, most people don't find it that weird. It's like, I'm friends with a black person. I'm like,
do you remember my Periscope last year when I went to see a movie with my friend and people were like, you have a black friend? And I was like, yeah, I have a black friend.
Who said that?
The whole Periscope thing was people.
Well, those were the Scope Bros, and you know those types.
Yeah.
They're surprised you had a friend.
The Scope Bros have already rejected the Trump Cucks.
No, the Trump Cucks and the Scope Bros are living side by side.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that. The warring factions.
Oh, yeah. And now there's going to be a French part of it since he picked up on it.
It's exciting.
The Gad Bros.
We're going international.
Gad Bros.
Yeah. Hey, wasn't it embarrassing when guys like, no, let's not take the picture in here. Let's go down to the lobby.
Yeah, you like kind of looked around like,
You're
this
like,
is a garbage.
horrific.
This is a garbage place.
This is a garbage place full of garbage people.
This Gad? He needed better lighting, apparently.
For who?
I don't know. I guess
French people don't get enough light?
This isn't France, man.
This isn't France, man.
France, man. Thank you, man.
He's playing Aleppo next week, and I'm worried it's going to be canceled.
No, I don't think.
Right now on TV.
I wanted to solve that today.
This does not look like 2016, does it?
No.
These old buildings blowing up looks like the 1940s. I can't believe we can't shake the stupid war thing. I mean, haven't we? When you really think about it, doesn't a war just feel ancient? Like, you can't imagine drafts and people being in tanks because we know there's nothing to gain.
Yeah.
Like, well, the last thing you want to do is be in charge of another fucking country. It's annoying.
Yeah, if you think of it as a power move, like, I know what we'll do. We'll kill their humans.
And then it's just bloodletting for your economy. Like, it's too expensive to rule over another country.
It feels so fake to us because nothing ever happens here in terms of on the ground fighting and stuff. But I wonder if they just took away the Third Amendment, which says we can't have soldiers. You don't have to house soldiers in your living room and stuff. They just took that away for like a couple months. If maybe people would start to care more.
Really?
I wonder. You just a couple months, you have them in, you gotta feed them, or they probably don't even ask. They'll just take whatever's in the fridge.
Yeah.
And then you lift it again if people would start to understand
what it feels like to have a controlling thing. I mean, I only have to have too many cops around before I feel like, there's too many cops. Because you get that a lot in New York. Like sometimes you walk up and there's 100 cops. And then UN week, where I have to fucking walk through past the UN plant and they try to stop you. You know what I mean? Like, you want to wait here for a second? A car's going to pull out in 5 minutes. I'm like, I'm not fucking waiting around for this. Because I'm not going to beat up the guy from fucking Paraguay. I don't give a shit.
Well, even around the Trump Tower, there's just dozens and dozens of cops everywhere for blocks fucking up and down.
I was looking at 56th Street. It's still shut down today. And, like, this is the weird thing. That weirdness that goes on there in a building that you can't secure. I mean, it's a big glass building. It's a bad idea to have the president there.
With tons of buildings at that height all around with clear shots into the window.
Yeah.
Everything.
And, you know, I mean, we already know how to take a building down now. We saw it in fucking 9/11. Like, people know, I'll go out and write a fucking Piper Cub could probably take down that building. Get the president to a more secure location. It'll be better for him and everyone else. I was singing this, since his wife isn't going with him to the White House, they were saying his daughter might be there to be First Lady.
First Lady, yes, I saw that.
Really?
Yeah, apparently his wife doesn't want to do this shit. You know what I mean?
Wow. So would that be an official thing, or would she be like temporary First Lady?
I don't think even First Lady is official.
I don't think it's like a official job.
Yeah.
I think
But
she would just assume
will she be referred to as First Lady?
No, that would be weird. It's his daughter.
I mean, it's all a lot of it weird.
Yeah.
You know.
You don't have to call anybody First Lady. Except
I thought it was law.
Lady Bird Johnson was the only one. She was First Lady Bird. Could you believe we had a fucking person in the White House named Lady Bird?
Lady Bird. Sweet Lady Bird.
What are you doing scratching? You're drawing on the back of your head?
No, it's scratching. Just scratching. That's all.
But Melania, she just wanted to be a nice trophy wife. She didn't want to have to talk. That's why I felt bad when they were shitting on her for stealing Michelle Obama's speech. It's like, she didn't want to do this. She just wanted to be a lady living in a tower.
I don't even think she stole it. Someone stole it, handed it to her, and she's like, all right, this is what I'll read.
And they never beat up that person. That person needed their ass beat.
They were running a makeshift
I felt bad for her.
Yeah. It was one of the kids Googled it and just sent it to her.
Here's one. Just do something like this. I and my husband Barack want to help black people, I guess. Danny, you dating anybody now?
Yeah, I've had the same
girl this time
for over 2 years.
Do you ever bring her around though?
Never.
Why?
No, well, she's got a real job. She does like important city work and stuff.
Important city work.
Like working for Con Ed?
I don't know if you want me to say that.
Working for Con Ed.
She checks the meters.
That's important city work.
Important city work.
Gotta keep this place powered.
She tries to keep the Ghostbusters out of the manhole.
She works for the mayor's office.
Really?
Yeah, she's a smart person.
You know, Anthony, when I did his show the other day, tried to give me the city's going back to shit. And he's like, they're selling coke in the city. I'm like, where? Where are they selling coke on the street anymore? I'd like to go.
Yeah.
And the number they gave me was 48th and 7th. So he's saying they're selling...
1 block from here?
No, it's right there.
And anyone who buys coke from the guy saying got coke, weed, ecstasy, Molly, I mean, you're not getting drugs. They're not getting real drugs.
But Keith was explaining you can be arrested for selling fake drugs.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if you're selling fucking baby powder as fucking coke, you could still be busted.
I think they got Daryl Strawberry for that.
Right.
Yeah. You got some fake drugs.
But, what's the whole fucking point? Just the idea of drugs?
The concept?
Yeah.
Of a transaction between two people?
Look, this little
piece... You're a con man.
I'm going to rip this little piece of paper and it's acid.
Oh, how much?
I'm tripping. What do you think they sell a hit of acid for now?
I mean, maybe $20.
Really?
I haven't bought acid in years. I don't know.
I've tried shrooms twice in my life, and I'm 0 for 2 on feeling any sort of
reaction.
None. I was really hoping for it. the whole thing, and it's barely anything.
Maybe you're somehow immune. Either you got shitty fucking shrooms, or you're somehow immune to whatever part of that.
You're like Shroom Man.
Now, that could be your superpower.
I was thinking of that as a
where,
nickname.
like, if you go places, you'll eat mushrooms and not get high.
You're right. So you'll give everybody food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you'll be the only one not high, and then you can fight them.
I can fight. Yes, I'm always looking to fight.
Maybe it means you can't be poisoned.
Oh,
there you go.
Because that's all that is, in my opinion.
In harm's way.
It's just a bad mushroom.
Yeah, it is. It is poison.
Yeah,
it's just
it's food. It's really bad food poisoning.
It makes you hallucinate and laugh.
Because the person I did them with, then they started looking around, and there's like the West 4th Street basketball courts, and they're like crying about how beautiful it was.
But
people would play in the game they love.
Yeah, that is.
And I'm just looking around. I don't know. That guy's bald. Some people are bald.
Shroom Man's headlining the Philly Improv Theater in Philly Monday, January 9th. And Shroom Man and Billy Brinsell's show Hindsight is happening Tuesday, January 10th at Caroline's. Go to danperlmancomedy.com for tickets and all additional dates.
Thanks, Shroom Man.
Thank you, Shroom Man.
Have you seen the people walking around with their Christmas fucking sweaters on around the office?
No.
They're all dressed up for the office Christmas party.
Oh, that's today, right?
Yeah.
Well, they're getting ready.
There's nothing worse than an office Christmas party, in my opinion.
I got in trouble at one in college.
No, it's, well, why don't you do the plug and we'll tell the story.
The Home for the Holidays segment's brought to you by Tito's Handmade Vodka. Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's original craft vodka. Visit us at titosvodka.com.
Marcus. So let's see, you got in trouble at an office Christmas party.
Yeah, it was in college. I worked for the Water and Sewer Division in Evanston, Illinois. It's a great job. And I had a holiday party, and then I got drunk because I didn't really want to be there, and I went downstairs to where they have all the meters. And I guess I unplugged something I wasn't supposed to. I was just having fun with one of the other guys there. And it started a whole domino.
Really?
Some people having their water shut off. And
Yeah.
I'm sure faucets were going off all around the city.
I was at an office party one time, and they gave out frozen turkeys. Everybody gets to take home a frozen turkey, which I think was great, but someone stole the woman's frozen turkey.
Oh, that's not right.
Yeah. You had a name on your frozen turkey.
Oh, no.
That's
And, yeah. And they took an extra, we never got to the bottom of it. And I was like this. Somebody here likes poultry. Think.
Who?
I don't want to be at this one, but I have a prediction. I think a surprise band's going to show up.
You think so? Because it's
Is it at a concert hall?
Is at the Hammerstein.
Okay, so probably.
What time?
6 to 8, I believe. I'll double check, but I think it's 6 to 8.
I've got a feeling a band is going to be there. A noted band.
Who would it be?
I'm going to guess Bon Jovi.
Wow.
I think of Bruce.
Why else are they going to the Hammerstein?
Yeah, I mean, last year they did it in some club that was about to shut down, so I believe they got a deal on it.
Tasha.
Is Zito around?
I'll check. I'll text
him and ask if there's a secret band going to be there. Because this is just my feelings.
Would it be worth it to deal with an office Christmas party to see a great band?
Absolutely, because then it stops being an office Christmas
Then
party.
you're just at a show with your coworkers.
Right.
I had a pretty intense office Christmas party. Like, I've been to a lot of them. All my jobs that I've ever had them, they've either been annoying or somebody gets too drunk.
Right.
But when I worked in a restaurant, we had closed the restaurant down that night, and everyone got crazy, and you know, it's just, I mean, it's our booze, so nobody's even thinking about the amount that we're all drinking. And so the manager is basically just like playing keep away for like trying to keep all of the kitchen staff away from the young ladies who were the waitresses and bartenders.
Right, yeah.
So he's like everyone's
Mexicans
dancing.
are horny.
I mean,
No one says
they
that.
like to have fun. They're a little handsy,
Yeah,
and
they're
they're
tiny.
they're small. They're down here at our level. They're very grabby. So he was trying to keep people away, and she would kill me for telling the story, but a friend of mine was there, and while he's trying to be like, no, seriously, stop, you're grinding up on her, she doesn't want you to do that, no, you need to put that down, blah, 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 and he's going around, and he turns around, and a really good friend of mine was just making out with a busboy in the middle of the
That's great.
and then they went home together, which was hilarious, because like, then everyone had to go on with life after that, where it's just they were coworkers, and the busboy was just
But she didn't didn't actually have feelings. It was just drunk, caught up.
They both were caught up, but like, you know, it had to be a conversation where he was like, oh my God, I gotta stop. And I'm like, this is the consensual act that's happening. And she's having a great time.
It's fun. It's fun to watch mistakes like that happen. Like we're all looking around. Everybody at the party knows this is a bad idea.
Yeah.
These two people.
You know, and she had to walk into the kitchen the next day at work and just look at all the staff and just be like, I don't want to fucking talk about it. I don't want to hear your fucking jokes.
Right.
What's done is done. It happened. We're all moving on. He and I have discussed it. Yeah. We're moving on. You guys need to move on too. While they sat there and just like laughed into their hands.
I mean, seriously. I mean, it's not like she left with, you know, she left with the busboy.
Yeah, I mean,
fine.
I mean,
What's
even,
wrong with him?
You know, among that group, you know, that's like, you know, the swabby to them. You know
yeah.
I mean?
He's
like,
got to move his way up.
The head chef is just like dying laughing.
Yeah.
And he's just like, you guys were pushing me away. You'll go home with him? And
Yeah.
This is like hilarious.
I was, at a Christmas party and a couple, but he was married to somebody else. But these two people I worked with were having an affair, a secret affair. And I was one of the people who knew about it. I'm like, I didn't give a fuck, but they weren't just banging. They, you know, had actual feelings for each other. But he brought his wife to the Christmas party. And then this girl that I know, she got fucking hammered and she was trying to act like she was not caring.
Right.
And was going around being with people.
God.
Oh, no.
Like dancing too hard, kissing, getting fucking felt up in public. You know, the dude is fucking, he's stamen, obviously.
Right.
But I had the best Christmas that year. I think I might have been one or just me or me and somebody else who knew what we were viewing. And other
like
people were like, oh, she's crazy.
But for you, it was like a Shakespeare play that only you knew about.
Thank you.
I'm going to write 2 names down here.
Yeah, go ahead and do it.
Because I'm very curious.
I'm being told by promotions and the talent department that there is no band.
No one believes them.
I know. I don't believe them either.
Say, I'm not coming, but if I found out, Jesus Christ, you should have been too young to know that. That's exactly who it was. How did you know that they
were very close, and I always thought it when I was young that there was a little thing going on there.
Well, there was a big thing going on. But that's well, maybe they weren't as good at that. You would have been like fucking 7 or something. Yeah.
They did fuck in front of you.
Yeah.
Well, there was that. Right. Yeah, sure.
Vito, you got a Christmas party story it looks like you want to get in on?
Yeah. So my birthday's like right around Christmas. So
hold on. Let me just say this. I know he has a question. A story, because when I see him, he stands up instead of sits, and then he puts his left foot, and I see him doing this.
Like he's about to start a race, a foot race.
Again, the game of double dutch.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna hop in.
So go ahead.
So, when I worked at the bar, I actually turned 21 at the Christmas party. So we were all like...
You're born on Christmas?
No, I'm December 18th. So like, Christmas parties always fall around my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So, turn 21. And everybody's like forcing me to do shots. Then they demand we go to the Hustler Club. The dude, that brought me goes missing, gives his credit card information to 2 strippers. And then we come in the next day, find out they never showed up to his house, and he had to call up his credit card company and be like, hey, the hookers I ordered never came, so I'd like to get my money back.
Trying to get a refund on the hookers, huh?
There's some like stories that are fun and other stories are just like, that's a little depressing. That story went though. I don't even know this guy. Now, by the way, what is today's date? What is wrong with your scalp today?
Yeah, I can hear it through the mic. Can you hear
scratching and itching at yourself. What is it?
Today's the 14th. I don't know what's wrong with my scalp.
But it itches bad?
Yeah, it's really itchy.
Why don't you run a little shampoo through there? It looks like,
Should use some of that shampoo that Pit Dot gave me.
You absolutely should.
He was mad because it wasn't 2-in-1.
Do you condition the scalp?
I don't.
Because if you have dry scalp, you can just rub the conditioner instead of just through your hair. Rub it into the scalp.
I have short hair. I don't need conditioner.
Yes, you do for your scalp.
Oh.
Your scalp is dry. Yeah. Some people, it's bad for you to put it on the scalp if you have greasy hair, but if you have dry hair and dry scalp, condition that thing.
I gotta moisten up my head.
I can hear it through the mic, but just like the dryness.
You were taking
it
a
sounds
pen
like
and
stubble.
just scratching.
Doesn't it sound like stubble?
Yeah.
Like when a man like rubs his face? That's what his hair sounds like right now.
Like he's being cocked by Trump.
No, Chris, what is your best
interrobang.com.
Yeah.
We all know my story of
yeah.
indulging a little bit too much
last year. And attacking two women. One seemed like she loved it. Yeah. It would be considered a sexual assault.
I don't want to sexually assault people, and sorry.
That was assault, brother.
And you know what? I didn't even figure at the time that he was single and lonely. Which goes to show you say that you're not ready for dating, but the second that you drank, you could see
Oh yeah,
you wanted to be
with a lady.
You
very wanted to lie with a woman that night.
You did.
You made it clear.
Wait, do you not have a girlfriend now?
No. That's
I didn't know this.
That's year and a half. He doesn't tell us. It took us.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Remember that Periscope bender I went on starting around September of last year?
Yeah.
That's around the time everything fell apart.
Oh yeah.
So,
it makes sense.
Sure.
Now.
Yeah.
He took well over a year before he admitted to it.
Yeah. So the Christmas party.
Yes, that's why you'd be in Burger King at 5 a.m.
White Castle.
Dan
Perlman.
So I didn't know that. Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Why, you have a friend?
No.
I asked Zito if his chick had a friend and all, and he said she has so many single friends, but none of them are like Chris.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
Well, you know what? They're lost, Ron. That's what I like to say.
No, it isn't. That's what I'm saying. You need
They're
to
gonna
change.
be fine.
This is your loss.
Oh, you should go to where I met my girlfriend. I met her at Niagara bar, which there used to be a bar show there, and it was run by. Do you remember when there was that rape controversy a couple months ago with the Metzger thing because he was defending this dude, Aaron Glazer? Well, that guy ran the show, so I go to do that guy's show, and then my girlfriend's in the audience, and so I meet her there, and then that Glazer thing happens, and I'm like sitting with her when I get that text, and I was like, hey, you remember that show we met at? And she's like, yeah. I was like, you remember the host? And she was like, not really. I was like, well, he rapes people. He's like a lot of people. So anyway, it's a place where love is born.
Allegedly.
Love is born.
Allegedly.
It'll be a great time, 7th and A. Check it out.
Home of the Holiday segment's brought to you by Tito's. Handmade vodka.
It ends with a rape, though.
Yeah, we could have just stretched it a little bit longer.
At a time that
that's
rape
just anything.
Yeah, that was after.
And then also
legend, by the way.
Legend.
Oh yeah, of course.
Not legend. A legend.
Legend.
What are you
legend
saying?
would be
Legend?
He's saying legend.
Legend.
Why are you saying legend? Allegedly.
All I'm saying is the Home for the Holiday segment's brought to you by Tito's Handmade Vodka. Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's original craft vodka. Visit us at titosvodka.com.
America.
Try not to tie in a live read with a rape.
Yeah, I mean, we went there, sure, but you could have just given a little space, so it wasn't the last thing.
Rape space.
I'll take 5%.
This is a rape space.
Rape space. I'm gonna hashtag that.
We got a safe space, but you need the opposite also. Just so you have two spaces to go to.
It's like a little bit of a rape space.
We're gonna take advantage of you physically.
Really.
And Dan Perlman's headlining the Philly Improv Theater in Philly Monday, January 9th. Dan and Billy Princell's show Hindsight is happening Tuesday, January 10th at Caroline's. Go to danperlmancomedy.com for tickets and all additional dates.
So nothing you can tell us about your project, right?
I can say, well, yeah, so we got the cast, we did the table read, and we're in a lull right now. I can say this because ultimately, we do the read, and then everyone's excited about it. The VP and all the stuff are like, oh, that was great. And then there was one, but I wasn't sure because I was glancing at the president dude's face, and then he's kind of scowling a little bit. Mm-hmm. And he's a guy who he'd read the script. He's like, I love it. No notes earlier. And then they go have a little meeting, and then they come out. A couple of them do. And then they're like, well, okay, so we love it, but, and then there's always that. And so he's like, so he doesn't like the cast and he's not sure and he wasn't sure about the script. And they're like, you said you love the script. You have no notes. And he's like, well, I don't remember saying that. So he doesn't want to put more money into it. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to try to move it to FX, or we're going to see 20th. We can take it somewhere else or whatever. So that's where it's in a hold right now. So it may land somewhere else and it may not. But it was like, no matter what happens with it, if it like finds a place where they like it or not, it was still like a crazy, I got to like go executive produce like a whole pilot, and see every step and cast and all that stuff and work with all these amazing animators and all that. And, so I don't know. So it's in a weird hold right now.
But do you have the pilot done or just,
no, we got,
just did that.
they got the animatic mostly done and we got all the audio and, the read and stuff.
By the way, would we know the cast or,
I mean, so I can say, a lot of them are just awesome voice people. So, some you might like Regina King, who was, amazing. She was in Ray. She was like the mistress in Ray and she was Cuba Gooding's wife and Jerry Maguire and she voiced in the Boondocks.
She's fantastic.
She's fantastic. And, Gary Anthony Williams, who, was also Uncle Ruckus in Boondocks, and
that's great.
He's like a actor, Dante Bosco, who was Rufio in Hook.
we were just talking about him. Yes,
Rufio.
Yeah. Beloved.
Yeah.
Rufio is beloved.
That guy, that guy's, it's just funny that he's still hooked to that guy. So, I mean, there were a lot of really, really great, people, Tara Strong, Kevin Michael Richardson, so some super talented people. So if they can find a way to finagle it somewhere else, then great. And if not, it's like, it got crazy far.
And
it's something I thought would live on my desktop,
And that happens so much, way more than anybody realizes, is that projects go to the limit, right up into the last second, so you never know.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for us. We'll be at 101 tonight. Are you going to make it, Dan, or are you going to swing by?
Yeah, for sure.
I know you do 18 shows a night.
I'll come by, yeah.
And also tonight at 8 p.m. on Volume, Channel 106, Icons with Nile Rodgers and Stephen Jordan will be on.
What is it, Nile Rodgers interviewing Stephen Jordan?
Interviewed by Ron Bennington.
Nice to hear my name in there. Bennington. All right, so that's at 8 o'clock tonight?
8 o'clock tonight, Channel 106 Volume.
And go download Gail Meets Girls. It's available on iTunes, and you can find it at the iBang as well.
And if you're a guy, you might be a little offended, but I say keep your ear open to this. I find it completely interesting. It's madness. It's so fucking great. All right, that's it for us.